Hello.
Are we live,
Yeah.
actually?
We are actually live.
Look at Brazil being a champ. Just Heart of Thorns is done. Brazil quits. He's over.
Wait, what's the image?
He's beat the game.
Oh, I can't change it because my overlay will be messed up. I forever can't see.
What's
the
this? Oh, is that Rocket Boots?
That's Rocket Boots.
It kind of looks like you. Was
I
that
know.
on
I
purpose?
made it just before HoT launched.
Yeah.
Very scarily looks exactly like World of Enders.
Does it?
And he's an engineer, just like me.
Wow, it actually does. That is pretty spooky.
It looks exactly like Boots, pretty much. If they were going to put an NPC in game, this is what Boots would look like.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just gonna spike my hair a little bit more.
Too spooky for me.
Pretty spooky.
So did anything happen this week? Nothing really. Eh?
I basically finished the expansion.
The expansion is
That's not true. You did nothing in the expansion. You basically finished everything else but the expansion.
I've done a lot in the expansion.
I
I've
know.
gotten
Crazy.
Right? You got
all of the hero points.
very nice. You need to help
Most of the hero points.
me. You
No,
need to help me.
I've gotten the best way to do that is Edge of the Mist.
Did you? Wait. What do you mean?
And this is something that people have been asking me about because apparently no one read the blog post.
I did not.
And there was a blog post, and so in World versus World, whenever you rank up, you get two chests. You get a rank up chest and a bonus chest. And in those the chests are something called Proof of Heroics, something like that. And if you can turn in one Proof of Heroic and 10 badges of honor for one Central Tyria hero point.
No way.
So a random one. And you can turn in 10 and 50 badges of honor for one hero challenge in Maguma, and that gives you 10 hero points.
Right.
So, like, some of the hero challenges that you need, like, the maxed out masteries for, you can't get them yet, really. But you can go into Edge of the Mists, and you get a random one. So, like, that frog that no one can fight because he says you're not worthy, I have that.
Well, I think it's just you need to get the Nuhawk.
The new Hawk champion to do it. But, like, I got that, no problem.
So hold on a second. Does that mean that, because you could buy rank ups with...
You can't anymore. You can't buy
buy rank ups with the laurels anymore?
No. Brazil had to go in and actually play.
Okay.
To play the game.
So.
But I put on like 9 XP boosters, and we'd take a keep, and I'd get like an entire level from it. So it took me like probably 2 hours to get 100 hero points.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that they had said that Edge of the Mist wasn't supposed to allow you to do that. I thought this was supposed to be a World versus World thing only.
I don't know.
Maybe I misunderstood.
Maybe Brazil's been specifically not exploiting, but using the most efficient ways of doing everything.
And then, I finished the Central Tyria masteries completely. They're all done. I went into COF and farmed mobs for 15 hours straight.
Wow.
With
Will there
9
be
XP
spoilers?
boosters on. So that's finished. I am mastery level 55. And now all I have to do is go grind in the jungle and grind Herald and then grind Daredevil, and I'll be done with the expansion. I've already seen the end of the personal story, so I don't care about it.
You've seen
I have
it.
not, so don't spoil it.
I'll spoil it.
Don't
Do
spoil
not.
it.
Do not.
Lock WM's gonna leave if
Yeah, he
you spoil
will.
it.
He'll just go.
Good.
On this very serious note.
Traherne is Modromoth this whole time.
No, Locke, as far as I know, we're not going to be spoiling anything because
Well, MightyTeapot literally just did.
What? I haven't even played it yet!
You did it on accident, but that's basically what happens.
What the fuck? I haven't even played.
It's funny because
I haven't even played the story.
That's pretty good.
it's funny because Matt's he was out covering another game in LA when it launched, and then he couldn't get back home because Dallas's weather was crazy and shit. I guess because of a hurricane or something. I don't know. So he's been stuck in LA for since launch night. Can't get back home to play the game.
I have
Crazy.
to fix this
When you put this
webcam.
on YouTube, you might want to do bleep
No,
when
no, fuck.
the spoilers happen.
I'm not going to ask how accurate that is. I'll wait till I play it, to be honest.
How accurate? It's completely accurate.
What? Don't say that.
You already said it, so what am I gonna?
Well, yeah, you could have been
Ruining it
you
for
could have been
me,
trolling. You could have
yeah.
passed that out as trolling. God damn it, we've ruined everything.
Boy. Okay.
Yeah.
We've spoilerinoed everything.
I mean, to be fair, it's like predicting that Dr. Gordon is going to come back in Saw. Like, everyone just kind of guessed it, and it happened. So. Oh, well.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay.
It was almost as good as watching Part 2 and Part 3.
Wow. But surely to do Rage, you're going to need 20k DPS. I mean, we're not going to go there, but you're going to need 20k DPS to do the raids.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so what should we talk about first? What part of Hearth should we talk about? Many
Let's
things
talk
have
about
happened.
how having 400 hero points per character is stupid.
It is a bit
I
unfortunate.
don't know if it's stupid.
Really?
I think it would be fine if they split up the traits and the utility skills into one line each. And instead of giving you the weapon at the start, they gave you the weapon at the end of the traits and the skin at the end of the hero points. So you need 200 for each of them. That way people could have literally just started off with the build, with the traits, and gone through and played that's what people wanted to do.
Yeah.
People wanted to play the expansion with the new specializations.
But at the same time, I feel like I understand Arena's point.
I do too.
I like the fact that you do have to have some kind of work in HoT before having the elite spec already at your fingertips.
Yeah.
So I understand that you need 400 points because you could already get 200 points from the core game, and so you need just another half, basically.
Right.
You just need 200 more. But I mean, for all the alts, for example, a lot of people are not going to have done map completion in the core game for every single one of their alts. I think that I like that in Heart of Thorns all the hero points are 10 hero points instead of
imagine
one.
if it was one.
Imagine if it was one. Yeah.
I don't know that I like that.
I think I like it because the thing is when I didn't know that it was 10, when I thought it was one also, and I heard that it was going to be 400.
Well, okay, so I don't think it needs to be 400. I don't know where the hell 400 even came from. This is some
Because
made-up
200
weird
is in the core
number.
game.
Okay, so make it 250. Make it 300. Why 4? Why are they 10 points each? Why does it cost 60 to unlock it in the first place? Why is there not some quest collection like a scavenger hunt that unlocks it in the first place for you? Why is it just a flat 60 points? I'm not sure. I understand the original concept and logic of we want you to play the game. We want you to be halfway through the expansion before you fully unlock this elite specialization because we want you to feel progression as you play. I get that logic. I understand it. I enjoy that. I like that. On the other hand, you completely broke the system by allowing World vs. World players or players in general to run Edge of the Mists and not experience any of the content whatsoever. And I understand the logic there that you want World vs. World players to be able to just stay in World vs. World and get their elite specialization. So I do get it. But why 400? What, the numbers, I just don't quite understand the logic behind.
I think that, I understand. Yeah, good point. Because, I mean, the 10 thing is kind of arbitrary. It's true. They could have made it 200 again. Well, the problem is they're not going to make it 200 again because they're not going to put 201 point hero points in there. It's impossible. They don't have the resources to make an entire new game again.
Right.
It's going to be, each expansion seems like it's going to be approximately 1/5 the size of the core game.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And I think that if that's the case, then that's 50 points each, right? And
Right.
if they do make it just 50 hero points for each new expansion, then basically what you could do is it won't be a challenge to get any of the new elite specs if it only takes an additional 50 points for each one. By saying it's
I
400
understand.
points,
Yeah.
by saying it's 400 points and then giving you just enough to unlock it from the hero points in the expansion, then it makes it like it's for the future basically. But you're right. You're right. I mean,
I know my thing is I do understand. I think that their thinking or their process or their logic is that, listen, you're a brand new player to Guild Wars 2. You're not a veteran. You're brand new. You just hit level 80 by playing the game by whatever means necessary. You probably have some of the hero points in Central Tyria, but rather than make you stay in Central Tyria, you can just go right to Maguma and you can just start getting those 40 hero points, and they're 10 each. And this is going to give you enough to unlock everything. So I do sort of get it. And every expansion, they want you to keep doing this. But this also means that every new elite specialization is probably going to cost you about 400 or whatever number they make up for
Exactly.
each expansion. Now, is it going to be that right now you have Herald, let's say, and the next one is going to be Super Minstrel? I don't know, stupid name, but are you going to have to learn Herald and then you can learn Super Minstrel every single time?
I don't think so.
I don't think
think
so.
it'll be. I think they'll be standalones.
Yeah.
So then I can always go into Edge of the Mists and train, and forget all the PvE content for every single new expansion. I don't know. I don't think it's a
Yeah.
good system. I think it's a bad system.
Well, okay.
I feel like it's very, very, very punishing for people with alts.
Super
Like
super punishing.
doing Reaper, like getting Reaper done was something that I had wanted to do for a long time. And I was pissed off like while I was literally just grinding through hero points. I was mad that I had to do it, but after I finished it, I thought, okay, let's put this in perspective. I get to sit around with my Reaper hood that no one else has yet, and I get to look cooler than everybody. Because, like, I had Reaper on the first day the game was out. And so, like, I had fun doing that. I still have fun. Like, people whisper me. People comment on my Reaper builds that I uploaded, and they're like, how did you get that hood? That's amazing. And it feels cool. But then I thought, oh, I really want Herald, but I have no starting point, and I have to do 400 of them.
Yeah,
And,
but at
like-
the same time, it does get significantly easier after your first.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
you know
you
you
have
have all
masteries.
those masteries now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it'll be a
but
lot
you
easier
still
to get
can't
there.
solo champions that were built for 10 people to fight at once.
Brazil, you can't solo these champions. What's wrong with you? I thought you were in D&T.
Yeah, at one point. But I
casual.
can't
Casual.
solo a group
Yeah.
of 10 Tengus that all have like super bows that are all champions.
Of course
So-
you can.
So
To be fair, there are some. I would say there's a mix of like 40% you can solo, and the rest you probably need a friend.
or 5 or 9.
Well, okay, so the Avatar of Balthazar, which is the most difficult one I've run into so far, and no spoilers, I'm only in the beginning of the third map, and I haven't even done the story, so whatever. But in Uruk Basin, there is a hero point, the Avatar of Balthazar. He's a pretty challenging hero point, I would say. We went in with 3 people. He totally crushed our faces and said, "Get out of here, noobs." We had to go get 2 more friends to actually beat him properly. But he's the only one I've ever experienced that with. There's a couple others where I needed a second person, but I don't know the 10 Tengu thing. I haven't run into yet, obviously.
That one is fucking hard. There is
But I love that. I love it. I love that I go to a hero point and it says, you know what? This is actually a challenge. Go find a
Yeah.
friend. Get the hell out of here.
Yes.
I don't mind challenge. If I minded challenges, I wouldn't have spent probably 1,000 hours learning to solo Lupicus and soloing Lupicus. But I think some things are overtuned and I think some things are undertuned. Like, why is there a hero point that is just a veteran that you can kill in 3 seconds? But why is there a hero point that there's a champion Tengu and 5 champion guards around him and 5 elite guards around him and 5 veteran guards around him that it literally took my whole guild to do?
Because he's a very important Tengu.
Yeah.
Why is that worth the same that the veteran is worth? Some of it seems a little weird.
The more challenging one should be worth more. You're absolutely right.
I think you're right. Yeah, exactly. That's it. The whole point is the reason why I don't mind all these hero points being 10 instead of 1 is because it gives them an excuse to make them more difficult. All the hero points in Central Tyria are easy as crap. None of them are even break a sweat.
I agree.
They're not. They used to be called. What do they used to be called again? Challenge.
Skill points.
Skill points.
Points.
Skill challenges.
There's
Skill
no skill.
challenges.
Yeah.
There's no skill involved and there's no challenge involved. Now you get 10 hero points for these instead of 1. So I understand. I like that they're harder. I like that they're very difficult. But yeah, I think that maybe you're right. If there are some that are significantly more difficult than others, maybe they should be worth more. That would be cool.
There's a couple that make you go like, why? What are you doing to me? Why is this a thing? But like the Avatar, spoilers, if you don't want to hear this, take your freaking headphones off or leave. But so the Avatar of Balthazar, he at 50%, he does this room wipe. And if you're not in the right position, and I won't spoil the position, but it's extremely obvious.
Yeah.
If you're not in the right position, there's no, hey, I'm going to do something spectacular and crush your face. He just does it, and you're all dead if you don't know. So I like that, though. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that should be worth like 30 hero points. And then the ones where you just commune with them for free, those should be worth like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would make sense.
Brazil, did anybody here do the poison the poison
bacon.
pig, the bacon?
I tried for about 3 hours, and then
I tried for 2 hours as well.
Oh, is that the one in Uruk Basin?
You have to have the poison mastery, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, okay, so that's the thing.
Do you just need to have adrenaline glands?
You have to have the poison mastery, and you have to stand in it and eat the bacon and stand in it for a minute.
Okay. And also adrenal glands.
I think so, yeah. Wow. It's pretty...
You need a lot of masteries then.
You do. It's pretty fucked up.
Top tier masteries too.
That one, I don't know if there's any other hero points like that, but that one specifically, it's cool that you need masteries to make certain hero points and things easier. But that one specifically, I think there should be a way to do the hero points without the because the masteries are necessary.
Edge of the Mist.
No, but not like that. I mean, like
I don't like it.
You want it to be harder without the masteries. The masteries just make it easier, right? That's kind of what I thought they were going for as well. That's what I thought that from how they were describing it.
Little poison cloud that automatically kills you if you get close to it, and then there's also some guys that are shooting at you at the same time.
Oh yeah, fun fact. You can do, yeah. You don't need.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't need the poison.
Yeah, you can do that one. If you land on a certain spot, you like. If you try really hard and work it out and are very smart about it, maybe put down a wall to block the incoming attacks, then yeah, you could get that mastery, the hero point. But this one, you literally cannot do anything. I even put like the defiant stance and I was healing myself up and I got the bacon, jumped out, and I'm sitting up there with 10k health and a piece of bacon in my bar, and I'm like, now what? Nobody else can heal you. I even got a friend to come in and try to heal me while I was doing this, and your health doesn't change. Right. So
I like this though, because this is what they were talking about when these Metroid, these Zelda moments, when you come upon an area and say, oh, I need this to complete this. I don't mind that so much.
That's it. I don't mind it. I like that, but I would like there to be not a leniency, but a way to do something if you're really smart about it, that you don't need the masteries.
On the other hand, people in chat are talking about how, I can just stealth and get this and avoid the challenge completely. I don't know that I like that. I don't know that it's okay for you just to say, I stealthed and now I get my challenge and I'm out of here. I don't know that I like that, and I don't know that I really like this whole world versus world experience of.
I do.
Screw it. I mean, Brazil likes it because now he has his Max Reaper.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I like this experience. I think it needs to be. I think there needs to be a retuning in world versus world on how much it costs you to get, especially some of the Maguma ones. Central Tyria, I don't give a damn about. Get whatever you want.
I disagree with that. They should just disable XP boosters.
Yeah?
World versus world.
Why?
No, because I need. Well, at least wait
Or
until
just
I've
an
done
edge
this.
of the miss.
Just
Just
wait
an edge
until
of the
I've
miss.
done it, then they can disable it.
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know that I like it. It makes it so that those players never have to experience that challenging thing. And then you're going to have a part of the player base that says, Guild Wars 2 sucks. There's nothing challenging about it. There's nothing difficult. That already exists in the game as it is.
Yeah.
And in some part, they're right. There
Don't
isn't
think
that much
people are
challenging.
Free to think that if they want to, though.
Yeah.
I think that by allowing this in World versus World for as cheap as it is, destroys part of the game that they worked hard to make difficult.
Yeah, like Brazil. Imagine they allowed people in World versus World to get raid rewards.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
And
I do. I care a lot.
Not maybe you specifically don't care, but you know everybody doing raids would care.
I'm gonna be doing raids. I mean, I don't care what other people do. That applies to a lot of stuff, a lot of topics that I could get into that I just won't. But people having the freedom to just do whatever the hell they want to do, like me having the freedom to farm COF for 15 hours to get maxed out Central Tyrian masteries, I think that is fine. And I think that people who just want to take their time and slowly do it and take a month to unlock them all, I think that's fine too. I think missions are good. I don't think one set way to do things is good. And
I agree. I agree with you. I think that options are fantastic. I just don't like that one option severely undercuts the other option.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm fine that you think that. Like, I don't have a problem with you having that opinion at all. I think it's a valid opinion to hold. I think there are probably lots of people, like people that like Reddit and the official forums. I could see that being a very popular opinion there. And I could see people who like to find loopholes feeling the same way that I do. But it's just different.
Like I said, for Central Tyria, I don't care. If you want to, if there's a fast, easier way to do Central Tyria, I think that's great. Because that's older content that people have been playing for 3 years. And if you're new and you want to circumvent some of that, I think that's fantastic. But for the new content from Maguma, I don't think that it should be so easy to just shrug off these hero challenges.
Well, people aren't going to be... I don't think people are going to be led into it, though. I mean, most people will beat it the normal way anyway. It's only people who the enjoyment is going to come from the elite specializations who are going to be drawn to this method. That's why I don't see it's a really big deal. I mean,
you're right.
I mean, I would consider doing it because I actually just want to play elite specializations.
Yeah, my goal, the thing that I get enjoyment from is making build guides for other people to see. So other people can have something to go off of. Other people can have a starting point for what they might want to build. And me being gated from doing that is not something that I like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Because I want to start making some build videos too, and I can't really do that except for in PvP.
I'm severely limited on being able to do that. Like at this point, I'm considering just not unlocking Scrapper and Daredevil at all. Because I could just focus on Herald, which I'll get eventually, and Reaper. But I also don't like that is going to alienate part of my audience. I don't like that is going to take away from their experience. So I guess the best way to describe my line of thinking is that, I mean, I would rather take away from some of the, like, Brazil experiences all the magical lore in the expansion so he can make build guides for other people. Like, I would prefer that to happen.
But it's, I don't know. Terry Hessedos talks about waiting to have fun, and yeah, I understand what, the thing is, this is not the same kind of fun that ArenaNet is intending people to get.
I disagree with that statement, waiting to have fun, because you need to unlock your elite specialization. You can still have fun with your base class, with your core class. I understand the excitement, and I understand Brazil's point. I want to make build videos. That's what I do. That's what I enjoy. I get that, but I don't think Brazil feels, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm totally wrong, but I don't think Brazil feels like this is the same as waiting around to have fun because I can't do a raid because of this, that, or the other. I think you have 2 weeks in order to prepare yourself for raids, and whichever class you're going to main, and I understand some people play 3, 4, 5 different classes with the same proficiency, and they're going to need those for their guild. But I would think that the core of the players, most of the players, play one class, or they're going to play one class really well, and 2 weeks is more than enough time if you're doing it without the world versus world method in order to get what you need to get your elite specialization in place. Hell, 1 weekend, and I'm halfway there on Herald. And I didn't do any world versus world or COF or any of that stuff.
Halfway there only? Thanks.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm
Slacker.
super casual. I'm super casual. What can I say?
I'm at like 68.75%, yo. That's
Are you serious? I'm at 20% on Herald.
yeah. Also, you started a day before I did.
Brazil is
also
a
has
casual
Reaper
confirmed.
complete.
I
He also has Reaper complete, so really he's 120%.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That is
but-
true.
Yeah. And he's got a 55 in Masters.
and my other specializations are like 30% done. I have 3 others at 30%. So
I was
No, not
enjoying the
30%.
story.
It's more-
Soldier wants to know why
it's more-
force them into something they don't like. Why kill the experience of the entire game for a niche group of people who only bought... If you only bought Heart of Thorns for the elite specialization, you're missing out on a lot of the game.
But it
And
doesn't.
I
It doesn't
understand
kill the game, though, does it? Because people
I
can
understand it.
can
don't know.
just
I think-
do it their own way. No one's gonna force them. No one's gonna force them to
know.
run around in Edge of the Mist and farm stuff. I mean,
I don't
mean-
like it. I just don't like it. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
fine.
I realize people disagree with that, but I think that it's so easy. I think it's so easy to do Edge of the Mists.
Tio,
Time
though.
out.
Tio's Ultra. They bought HOT for the specialization. Then they'll just use the specialization in PvP. Oh, but you want to use it in PvE? That means they have a level 80 character, which means they already did. They already did all that. They do somehow enjoy PvP in some way or another because except they could do PvP until they get all the tomes of knowledge.
And you could just craft. Like every alt I have aside from my Guardian was crafted.
Can you get hero points from PvP?
No.
No. Maybe
Is
you
that
should, I guess you
something
should be
they-
able to.
But
That's
if you
what
only
I
play PvP, why do you care? If you only play PvP, why do you care about the elite specialization in PvE?
Well, maybe you'd rather play PvP than do the hero points in the
Okay.
game. I mean,
So then everything's unlocked in PvP, though, right?
Yeah.
Not really.
kind of.
Mostly. Like there are runes and stuff you have to buy.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
not for,
money,
not for
though.
very much,
That's
though.
money.
They're not that
Yeah.
expensive. They're a few gold.
If you want all of them,
But
it is.
everything is basically unlocked.
Do you think they're
In
going
World
to add?
vs. World, it's already okay because, like Brazil said, you can just
get it.
train those up super fast. You can
Yeah.
just skip everything. I just think that there's this. I don't know.
I'll
I think it's
But-
too easy.
I'll put some more perspective towards it. There are friends of mine that don't enjoy going out and doing stuff in the open world at all. I'm more towards that. Like I don't really get any form of enjoyment from doing anything in the jungle. It's mostly just feels like a grind to me. I'm not saying it is. That's just what it feels like to me. I would
Some
rather
aspects it is.
I'd rather just be doing fractals all day or running around in a circle in COF, talking to people in TeamSpeak.
Right.
I don't enjoy the whole jungle experience that much. And so I'm trying to think of where I could go with this that I don't already. But I guess they're just, some people just don't enjoy that. And I don't know. I don't think that's wrong or anything. I guess you could say I'm more or less bought. I pretty much bought the whole expansion for Herald and Reaper. Like I don't really care about anything else other than that. If I could have just gotten that for free, I would have been like completely happy. I would have just started doing fractals again. I did
What about
fractals
Berserker?
I don't care about Berserker. I care about the runes it gives.
I think it's just, I don't know. I
But-
just feel like the system,
Oh, yeah.
because I feel like it's unbalanced for Maguma anyway. And I feel like it undermines the point of 400 hero points. And maybe I'm wrong in that.
I don't
But-
mind that being undermined.
I know you don't. I know because of the way because of the way you view it, and that's fine. It's fine, but I don't know.
I think.
I
Maybe they could
think
tweak it a
what's
bit,
gonna
but-
happen is I'm gonna finish playing through Herald in PvE only, and everything else I'm going to World versus World, and I'm just gonna ignore the game, and I'm just gonna play it and get my elite specialization and say, don't care. I'm never going to experience that again, and it's gonna feel shitty for me. But hey, that's the way I am as a person. I'm going to max it out as quickly as possible my second time around. And if you have alts, I get it, right? Who the hell wants to play through that experience 5 times, 10 times, 14 times? Nobody wants to do that. I'm sorry. It's just going to suck. But
How many else do you have now, Inks?
oh, the others don't matter. I'm going to delete them. I'm going to play like 2 or 3 classes, and that's it. So for me, the alts don't matter. But for some people who have a billion alts, it really does matter.
I have 9 characters that I play. I play how
There you
many?
go.
How many?
Like one of each class?
No.
I can honestly say I don't
Yeah,
give a crap about Warrior. I can honestly say, who cares?
You take that back, Inks.
I have
Sorry.
8 things that I play. I play everything except Elementalist because Elementalist
There you
feels
go.
like riding a bicycle upside down.
Elementalist feels the same way as Warrior to me. I
Yeah.
don't care.
So
You take that back too. Those are my 2 favorite characters.
It's okay. They're just not for me. They're just not for me. And so for me, but getting Berserker and getting Tempest doesn't matter. I could care less. But getting Reaper, after I get Herald, I'm not playing through the game again. I'm not doing it. Because I know that I can go to Edge of the Mists, or I know that I can go to World vs. World, Zerg ball it up, throw all my XP up there,
So
and
problem
I'll be
solved,
done
right?
in however long. Yeah, I'll be done in however
You
long it takes.
experienced it once, the normal way.
I'll feel
so-
like crap about it, but I'm going to do it because it's the fastest way.
good. I'm
I-
proud of you.
I think you would feel worse if you did the completion 9 times, once for every
Yeah.
profession.
I agree with that, but I still think it's unbalanced.
You know what I think? I think it's
Sure.
fine. It's a little bit unbalanced, maybe, but I would say there's probably some hero points, the 10-point hero points in the new expansion that are easier to get than leveling up 10 times in Edge of the
5
Mist.
times, 5 times, not
It's only
10.
5 times?
5 times,
So it is 1 time for 1 hero point and 5 times for 10 hero points
right?
What?
for Edge of the Mist. Or
Okay, So
Here we go.
it's an Edge of the Mist. Whenever you rank up, you get 2 chests. In those chests, you have a chance to get either 2 to 5 of the proof of heroics. You can get 2 of them out of one of the chests. You can get up to 5 of them. You can get 3. So you get 2 chests. So you can get 4 to 10 total. And whenever you have 10 proof of heroics, there's a vendor, and you can trade in 10 proof of heroics and 50 what are the things? Badges of honor? Yeah, 50 badges of honor for a notarized scroll of like Maguma something. And then you consume that, and it gives you
Again.
yeah, you consume
it's-
that.
So you could level up once and get 10 hero points.
If you get lucky, yeah.
That's
You
bad.
can-
No, that's wrong. That shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
So you level up.
That's hilarious.
I guess there's a little bit of RNG to it, but I had 100 hero points in probably under 2 hours.
Yeah, that might be tweaked a little too fast.
See,
But I had
originally-
on like 9 XP boosters.
Still, that's-
Originally, it was supposed to be 5 of those mastery scrolls and 150 badges of honor to get 10. But I guess they changed it. I didn't read the full patch notes because they were 50 pages long. But that I haven't done it. Brazil knows better than I do. So that's even weirder that it's random on how quickly it's going to happen for you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I basically what happened is I had 210 hero points from Central Tyria. I think I got 90 from the jungle, and I think I got like 110 from, or 100 from Edge of the Mists. So I did. I already had most of it, but then I spent more time in Edge of the Mists. Well, less time in Edge of the Mists. I spent way more time in the jungle trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I
But
feel.
once you figure it out,
I guess I feel like this. You have people who earned legendary weapons, and you have people who took their credit card out and bought legendary weapons.
it's a little different, but
Not in my mind, but I understand. Okay, so it's a little bit different. So you're going to have people who played the game and did the difficult hero points, and you're going to have people who farmed Edge of the Mists.
frankly, I think the discussion is not that important because I think at some point, okay, again, I think that the hero points tweaked in World vs. World is tweaked a little bit too fast. But I think that it'll be tuned to such a point that it'll be faster to do some in Maguma and some in Heart of the Mist. Like the fastest way you could possibly get all the hero points will probably end up being
A combination of both. You're completely right. Because
I think the other problem too is Edge of the Mists. World vs. World in general, but especially Edge of the Mists, is just a train where people trade wins in favor, and you need this keep, take this keep. Okay, you level up. Now you get some random amount of, maybe you just got 10 hero points. I think that system's too easy to exploit because you allow one another to trade opportunities.
that wasn't happening. We were getting killed by people, which I don't really know why. That had never been my experience before. I have been in Edge of the Mist before a little bit to level stuff up. Mm-hmm. And people were literally just like trading keeps and stuff. Like there was no fighting at all.
Right.
But like we were getting into like full-on Zerg battles and stuff.
What server are you on?
I'm on Sea of Sorrows now.
Okay.
But
That's
I did
not
it on
terrible
Black
for World
Gate for a
XP
little
then.
while.
That's kind of
No,
okay.
I mean, I was just tagging things with staff and wells and like getting kill streaks from it. So I was killing a player and getting 2,000 experience from him. So
Yeah. I actually was.
And now I have the auto loot for that.
That is very, very useful. I've got to get that. Very, very
Wait,
useful.
what's the auto
If if you have auto loot turned on and you have AoE loot turned on, it crashes your game.
Wait,
Every
what?
time you loot a mob. Every time you kill a mob and try to loot it, it crashes your game.
Oh.
So what does
there
the auto
are
do? It just means you don't have to press F?
Yeah, exactly. It just goes in chests and loot go into your inventory immediately. It's
Okay,
pretty
that's nice.
cool.
Is that
And
only
you have
in World vs. World? Is that
No,
anywhere?
it's everywhere.
Ooh,
Everywhere.
I like it.
I think I'd be a little bit more okay with playing World vs. World to get this Heart of Maguma stuff.
If it was harder.
Two things. Number one, don't allow it to happen in Edge of the Mists. While it wasn't Brazil's experience on Tier 1 servers or on the Tier 1 grouping, and I realize they are grouped up, you just trade. It's just trade. It's basically fixed, right? So I think Edge of the Mist needs to be removed. And number two, this random amount that you get, sometimes you get 10, sometimes you get 2. RNG, I don't know. I think that's a bit broken. But anyway.
Besides the 10 and 2 thing, I think RNG could be okay. I just think that the fact that you could literally get, on average, for example, you need 2 levels up to get 10 hero points. That's a little bit too fast. Yeah. And the fact that you can level up once and get 10 hero points is pretty...
I did that a couple of times. It was awesome. It was like, I felt like... I can't even describe what it felt like because it's not stream appropriate. It was cool. I saw like the last time I needed 10 hero points for my last one. I had 25. I needed 35 for the elite shout. And I got 10 on the last time. And I was just like, yes! Oh, man. And it felt so good. But...
Got to get that Reaper.
I think, regardless of the state of Edge of the Mists,
turn 1 Exodia win. It felt just like that.
Felt like that. Yeah.
For people who are saying that their Edge of the Mist is super competitive, it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
You're right. Yeah.
You can set it up so that you guys agree to farm each other and get it done.
It's all the same to the mini face god.
Yeah.
So I did not have the same experience in World versus World because I'm on Hanzo Ravi right now after transferring there to win season 2 of World versus World because everybody left. And so there's basically nobody there when we were there, but it was good because it allowed my guild of 3 currently playing people to take a camp and hold it for our first successful guild mission and have 330 favor, and now we're all set now because I have the Maguma, well, not the Maguma, the exalted markings mastery. So we're all set to take over the Gilded Hollow. And has anybody done their Guild Hall push yet?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Good. Well, actually, unfortunately, the first time that we did ours, they did a build update in the middle of it. And when they do a build update, it turns off all guild functionality. So we completed it, but it didn't allow us to claim the guild hall because there was a build. So we had to do it a second time.
How easy is it? How many people were you?
Well, we had like 20, I think. You can do it as Alex did it with 5 people. You can do it with as low as 5. So
okay,
it's really not that difficult. It's just a matter of spreading out and killing the things. And it's not really meant to be that difficult, though, I don't think. It's fun. It's a cool event, but it's really not that difficult.
Does it have to be 5 competent people?
Probably not.
I don't know.
It's group content, but it's not challenging.
We have both of the guild halls.
Okay.
You can have all of them.
Okay, so you can just collect both guild halls.
Yeah, and you switch between them.
Okay.
And it keeps all the upgrades and stuff. It resets the decorations, but
Of course, yeah. Did you get any decorations yet?
I don't know. I didn't claim either of them because I was making.
Brazil he was an Edge of the Mist.
Yeah, and COF as well. Yeah.
I've been making Reaper. I unlocked Reaper. I did Reaper videos after that. Then I did COF and finished the Central Tyrian Masteries. And then I did TeaTime. And that's basically all I've done this weekend. So I've slept, but I don't really know how much.
I have not gotten a lot of sleep, and I've done a lot less than Brazil. I feel like crap, actually.
Good.
But
You both have the I just stayed up for way longer than I should have.
Yeah, I was up to like 7 a.m. last night.
I went to 7-Eleven at 4:30 in the morning. Like, if I were to show you my hair right now, it's disgusting. Like
that was like last time. I think
My
you
hair
just
is
don't
pretty
do anything
disgusting.
with your hair.
Sometimes it depends on how much time I have. But like, I went to 7-Eleven. Like I look like shit, and I went there at like 4 in the morning to buy a case of Monster Energy drinks. And the guy at the counter was like, "Dude, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been playing video games." And he was just like, okay. I was like, yeah.
So I gotta be honest. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to the Edge of the Mist, and I'm gonna unlock everything.
Yeah,
I'm glad I've converted you.
Yeah, look,
I'm
you
glad I
converted
honest
us.
I feel like absolute shit. I feel like absolute crap that I'm going to do that. But you know what?
You should. You should. I'm going to judge you so hard, Inks, if you do
fine.
that.
Well, I'm gonna go and do
You're
it as
judged.
well.
You're getting
But
judged.
Before they
I'm
nerf
gonna
it.
do it, and
I
I'm
have to
gonna
do it
unlock
before they
everything.
nerf it.
Yeah, because they're gonna nerf it.
Yeah.
and
It has to be done
I'm gonna
now.
go unlock everything.
You guys better get in COF too, because they're gonna nerf that.
Yeah,
I don't care about.
I actually will.
Central Tyria, I really don't care about Central
You have
Tyria.
to have that for the legendaries, though.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it.
I already have 4 legendaries. I don't care about any of that stuff.
You don't want Hope or Nevermore?
No, they're
What
terrible.
if they come out with one that you do like, though?
This is the grumpy, salty Inks hour.
Yeah.
Do you know
Screw
how
all
much?
of that stuff.
Do you know
Yeah,
how
what's
much
going on here?
experience?
It's like reversed roles here.
No,
We
no,
must
no, no, no. Do you
quadruple
know
our
how much
PJ Salt
experience-
efforts.
How much experience it is for the legendary mastery?
No, I don't know.
The last tier in the legendary mastery is more experience than it takes to get to level 80.
Oh my god.
What happens to our tomes of knowledge?
Nothing.
They don't give you mastery experience.
Damn.
They just don't work. I think you can consume them, but
I do, Locke. I feel extremely defeated right now.
Good.
And I feel terrible about it, and
Yeah.
it's making me dislike a lot of what's going on. But I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry.
What have you done to Inks, Brazil?
to answer
True.
Lost in chat, I'm going to be making... This is going to make Inks even more saltier. I'm going to make a guide on the COF form.
No, I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. First of all, I think you absolutely should,
Yes.
because it needs to be. I think it needs to be nerfed and fixed, and whatever the case is. And they probably won't for
That's
a
not
while.
the only farm that you could do.
No, there's lots.
Yeah.
You could do, or some guy said he did ore, and ore is really good as well. Not as good as COF, but very good.
COF's the farm dungeon. It always has been.
And those are Central Tyria. I really don't have a problem with those. Those really don't bother me. It's the new content that bothers me.
But Tio though, hold on. What's his name? Chris Cleary, Mr.
Yeah, he's
Mr. Shazbot.
he says you can do it however you want on his Twitter.
He says he seriously does. He made a blog post about this because the day before HoT got released, he made a blog post saying, "Don't exploit, guys. Just please don't exploit."
I can link you his Twitter. I have it bookmarked. I'm gonna put it in the video.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter.
I mean, you're grinding out events and mobs. It's not really an exploit. I mean,
Except
no,
in the
it is
letter,
completely an exploit.
in
In
the open
COF?
letter, he
Yes.
says,
okay.
don't do repeatable things based on a bugged or if you do something that like stops an event from continuing and mobs spawn all the time, that's considered an exploit. So I don't see how this.
I'm not doing it in ore though.
And they
In
don't
ore,
drop
they're
loot.
just
That's
ones
it.
in
So is
C-
it just that they don't
These
drop loot?
things
Yeah,
don't drop.
they don't
loot.
drop
You
loot.
just get
Fine,
XP.
fine, but is it just that they don't drop loot that it's not that they're not going to do anything about it?
He said that all of the masteries for Central Tyria were designed with all the old content in mind. That people
Right.
can do it as fast or slow as they want. And then someone asked him if it was bannable to farm mobs that infinitely respawn, and he said yes if they drop loot.
Only if they drop loot.
Yes.
so these things don't drop loot.
They
so
don't drop
therefore it's not. But But you still say it's an exploit.
It feels like it.
It
Because
seems like-
I'll explain it so you guys know what it is. You guys know COF Path 1, I imagine.
Don't ban
So-
Brazil, guys. Don't ban Brazil.
Yeah.
It's quite a popular path, quite a popular one. Probably. heard
So
of it.
anyways, you get to the gate event right before the legendary effigy.
Yeah.
And the thing where you stand on the pylons and open up the gate controller and someone kills the gate controller.
Uh-huh.
Every time you stand on a pylon, it spawns 3 mobs.
So you don't kill the gate controller and you just spawn 3 mobs.
Over and over for 15 hours straight until you have your fucking masteries done.
That sounds like an exploit.
It's an exploit. It's for sure an
It
exploit.
literally sounds like an exploit.
Yeah,
It
that
is an
sounds like
exploit. It's just not an exploit
The-
that'll affect the economy.
Exactly.
So I guess it's not something that they care
No,
about.
it's still bad. It's still
Of
bad.
course it's still bad. It's terrible. it's still
I mean,
terrible.
like, I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that
It is
like,
hilarious.
But
It's
the
just
thing
like
is, it's
fuck.
not going to get changed because it might get changed actually. It might
I
get
think
changed.
I absolutely
changed.
think it's going to get
But-
nerfed in the patch that comes out today because it's
But
been
today-
around since
No!
Friday.
It might get changed. It's one of many things that are like that currently in the game of Guild Wars 2 that you can do. That you just stop events somehow and there's infinitely spawning mobs. That's not the only place that happens. But these things don't really get fixed because they don't drop loot and they don't affect the economy and people haven't really found the need or the reason to use this exploit in the past because you didn't really need experience that much after level 80. And I think that the only way this will really be looked into is if people start complaining about it, which I haven't seen anybody do yet, except for Inks, and or if, although this is not going to happen, oh, actually, it might happen if people want to get into COF and start going, hey, what's going on? I want to get this thing finished. Stop doing this,
Yeah.
and then people start flaming on map chat. So that's the only way it'll really get fixed if it causes problems in map chat, I'd say.
I don't think it's gonna, because people will just organize groups specifically to do it though. So
But yeah, but that's happened in Ore in the past, and they fixed. Well, that's also because that affected the economy. No, but stopping events in order to farm them that interferes with other players has been like corrected. People have stopped this from happening. The ArenaNet has looked into this. So as long as people are unhappy that this is happening, not just not just by like purely selfish reasons of they're doing things too fast, I think that they should not be doing things this fast, but more that they can't do something that they enjoy in the game because of it, then it will get fixed. There you go. That's my 2 cents.
I hope it doesn't get fixed. I need to do this. But I think it probably will be, almost certainly.
I I don't think the COF farm is going to be around tomorrow. I really don't. That's why I literally did it all last night and didn't sleep.
Yeah. You know, going out and farming ore is legit. There's nothing exploitable about it. They're out there doing events. It still gives a ton of experience, and it's fast. It's not as fast as COF. There's no doubt about that. But if you want to do it a legit way, slightly slower, but still incredibly fast, way better than doing fractals or dungeons. Just go
Pen
farm
and
ore.
Path.
Dungeons don't give shit.
Yeah.
No.
And you get loot from
If-
ore as well, I guess.
You get 50 people outside Pen and Path when it's going. You get how many mobs is that? That's ridiculous.
You can get.
And if you have
You can
boosters,
get-
with boosters.
Yeah.
I think you get around 1,200 XP from mobs, but you get 3,000 bonus XP for mobs that haven't been killed.
Yes. So that's what I used to do when I was leveling up. I used to put on crazy boosters and like go into some zone and kill neutral mobs because
Yes.
nobody attacks neutral mobs. And they've been around forever. So you get maybe 120, well, like this is when I was at low levels,
Yeah.
level 10 or something. You get 120 experience from the mob and then 2,000 experience from all your boosters from the bonus experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's another thing you could look into doing.
I've already reported it too, but there's a place in Verdant Brink where you can kill mobs without ever losing your kill streak bonus.
Yes.
They respawn. It's not like super instantaneous respawn, but they respawn
There's-
fast enough.
There's one that's instantaneous. It's a champion,
Whoa.
and it just spawns mobs over and over that drop loot if you never complete the event. Someone in EG found that, and they were like, "Everyone, stay away from this. Don't even
Once
go near it."
again, exploit. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're going to happen. They're going to exist. If you find them, you should report them. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to continue to exploit after you figure it out.
You hear that, Brazil?
I'm wondering if I should make a video about it now.
You're gonna get
No,
banned,
you know
Brazil.
what you should do?
You're gonna get
After
banned.
you've gotten your fill of it, you already have gotten your fill. You're mastery, completely mastered. So now that you've used it to its max,
Then
absolutely
report
make
it.
a video.
Yeah.
And you should
Condemning
be very.
it.
You should go. You
Don't
should
do
not
it.
do this,
Don't do it.
guys. This is bad.
What you should do, honestly, you should say something to Chris Clearly or somebody at ArenaNet, whoever your contact is, and say, listen, this is an exploit. This is how it's done. This is where it's done. You should then make your video, but don't publish it. Let ArenaNet respond to you, see if it gets fixed in a day, and then you should release your video and say, this is what
Yeah.
the exploit was.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a video where I broke the map in one of the World versus World Borderlands and ended up underneath the map, and then was able to swim to underneath the bay,
Oh yeah.
the Bay Keep, and then you could just teleport into Bay Keep right at the center. So that was pretty bad. So I did not
People-
release that video and instead reported it 7 different times to ArenaNet in different ways. And I think it only got fixed about a month later.
I have made videos for ArenaNet before for exploits. I recorded like an hour-long video going into very like high levels of detail about every single exploit I knew of in a Raw Path 2 with like full-blown commentary, like footage of everything. I sent it to them, I think 3 or 4 times. I never got a reply. So I just gave up.
That's all you can do. All you can do is say, hey, here's the exploit. This is how it's done. It's up to them to fix it, to take action, to determine whether they think this is important enough to fix. On your side, all you can do is report it. And if nothing is done, I mean, nothing is done. But
If nothing's done,
at
just
least you
keep
can-
exploiting. Just
at
keep
least you can say
exploiting.
to yourself, hey, look, I tried to let you know that this is an issue, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. So, I mean, since this is so new, even though COF is not that new,
Yeah.
but since HOT is so new and these mechanics include things that you could change or use in previous things that were not exploitable before but now are exploitable, you're going to have a lot of little things like this. This is why Chris Curry made that post that said, watch out for exploits. Please don't use them. It's going to be like this for the next probably 2 weeks. There's going to be little workarounds, little things that need to be fine-tuned or just changed entirely. But I don't think they're going to roll anybody back. Unless there's something that just destroys the economy. I think people are going to be
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, what Brazil is talking about in COF doesn't destroy the economy. It lets them max his masteries. So what? I mean,
Who cares?
Yeah,
not
exactly.
the end
Yeah,
of the world.
everyone's going to do it eventually anyway.
I should have also mentioned this. We have an ANET dev in our guild. Not going to say who it is, and they were doing the COF farm.
Ban them.
It was Chris Cleary.
It was not Chris.
You can confirm it was
wow.
not Chris Cleary.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty entertaining.
So-
Wow is all I can say.
This is all of this information, all of this stuff that I've presented. That's why I'm not really worried about it.
Right.
So
Yeah, fair enough.
And for the record, I don't have a problem with being able to do World vs. World to complete Maguma and stuff like that. I just think that with all these different options to complete stuff, I just think they should be balanced, and they're clearly not balanced. So that's my
Just
issue.
with the eye of the mist thing, yeah, the edge of the mist, maybe it's not quite balanced.
I think it's unbalanced, and I think that's really my issue. But
Fair enough. Fair
Whatever.
enough.
Oh. Do
It is what it
you
is.
guys think there are going to be any kind of game-breaking exploits left in raids when raids are released?
probably.
Oh
is.
no. I
You don't think so?
I know.
so
I know that they found some already, and that they've been fixed.
What are you
What?
talking about?
Exploits and raids.
Yeah, but what are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know specifically.
Oh, okay.
Chris clearly posted that they had found some and that they fixed them.
Okay. But do you mean game breaking in the way that you have the dungeon ways to not exploit, but like exploit also, but ways
know.
to get around things in the dungeon, or
I don't know. He put out a tweet that said that there were some exploits and raids from that beta weekend, and that they were found, and that they were fixed.
okay.
He had
So-
a contest. He had a contest that said if you found an exploit or you found a bug that was an exploit in raids, he was giving out like mouse pads and something else, other stuff. And I think
Okay.
he said that he gave away 4 or 5 of them, or 3 or 4 of them, something like that. He gave X number of them away. So there were exploits in those raids that have been fixed already.
Because I know that in the raids, minions didn't get damaged, and
But
that
that
was
wasn't-
intentional.
Right, that was intentional.
Hmm.
But except for it led to the fact that people were running 10 minion master builds, and we're doing very very.
Can we
bullish.
talk about that for a second in structured
Sure.
PvP? How freaking listen, we don't want zoo builds. We don't want zoo builds to dominate the structured PvP meta.
yeah, we
But you know what's a lot
Why
of
not?
fun? You know what's a lot of fun? Facing 5 necromancers who are running 10 billion freaking minions everywhere. That's a lot of fun. By the way, we won all those matches against them, but annoying as hell, yes it is.
It's
But
because
you won, so it's a big deal.
Rise for the Reaper is just insane.
Wow.
It's
wow.
so good in PvP. Just having those little,
You know-
the little fuckers, to quote Nemesis, just
People
everywhere.
have been wondering why I haven't put that in build guides for Reaper. Like, why aren't you using Rise? I'm just like,
Oh my god.
Well, I guess it doesn't.
I don't.
It's not that. Is
I'm
it
not,
helpful
I'm,
in
not,
PvE?
I'm not saying it's
I don't know.
broken. I'm not saying
Probably
it's
not that
broken
good,
because
right?
I don't think it's broken. But boy, is it annoying.
Yeah.
It is freaking annoying.
Teapot.
And people were
What?
saying
Yeah,
like,
see, it was us the whole time. We came up with it
You
first.
and me
Yeah.
we're gonna be using that.
Yeah,
We're gonna be
yeah,
using that hard.
oh,
And
you should see the new Reaper build I've got. It's broken,
think
bro.
It's an issue at all. I really don't think it's an issue at all. But boy, is it annoying to face against it.
It's a hot join hero build.
Oh
Now
my
imagine
gosh, that's
that
annoying.
paired up
But-
with an Aura Share
Yeah.
Thief, Inks.
Oh my god.
Wait,
It's
and an
annoying,
Aura
it
Share
really is.
Tempest as well.
And an Aura Share... Oh yeah, sorry. Venom Share Thief and an Aura Share Tempest.
Yeah. And you can get Rune of
Yeah.
Radiance now. You can get Rune of Radiance. So guess what?
Oh man.
You can give all the minions light aura, so they get retaliation. And apply
Mesmers are
vulnerability.
annoying too.
We don't need that stupid Guardian anymore.
Yeah, we do. We do. Because
No, we don't need it
retaliation.
anymore. We don't
You
need
need more
Guardian because
retaliation.
you have... You need more retaliation.
Yeah. Retaliation is the most annoying condition ever. Wait, boon
Especially
ever.
when it's on minions and you want to just AoE down the
I
minions.
need 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't
Okay.
worry.
He's gone to water his gnome.
I'm not complaining about the fact that the minion thing is broken or anything. It's just annoying, and it's kind of funny to me that this was more than a year ago they were about the zoo build for Rangers. You had Rangers and you had minions, and it was crazy because you couldn't tell what the hell was going on. It's way worse now than it was then. It's way worse now. Oh my gosh.
Remember the rain? Oh, I hated those Rangers. Because the Ranger ones, they're so hard to kill too. They just, when the Ranger kept on flipping around, the spirits would go whoop 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 whoop, and you couldn't actually hit it because it was like somewhere else as soon as you targeted it somewhere. But now they don't move.
Having 4 or 5 Necros running that same sort of build is really annoying to deal with. Really
It would be a lot
annoying.
less annoying if they removed the 5 target cap from AoE spells.
Ooh. But that...
They're not going to.
I don't think they're going to do that.
I just realized that I probably shouldn't turn my light off since I need it on so you guys can see me. That's how tired I am. I just did that out of habit, but whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Here's a fun thing. Jebro is here now, so we can add him to the
Hey!
call.
Jebro, yay!
Now the
talked
real
about the
question
snapper
is...
It's
How?
gonna dox everyone.
Yeah, this is a bit of a problem. I will go to the anti... Does everyone change their name to not
What's
their
my
actual name? Well, your name is fine, but
Yeah, there you go.
I don't...
I think my name is okay, isn't
Do
it?
you
Okay.
care if people know your first name?
Oh, people already... Someone did that, and I hate when people do that, but yeah, people already know.
It's
Okay.
People already know my first
if
name.
you don't know, Ink's first
I
name
think-
is Brazil.
I think I've said everybody's first name on this. Yeah, at least
I don't
once
think
or
you
twice.
know mine.
No,
Somebody-
Brazil. It's
Okay.
Brazil right there. Yeah.
Somebody in my guild called me by my first name the other day, and I said, "Would you just call me?"
Would you just
I
call me
said, "You
bitch?
did not just call me by my first name.
How dare you?
You don't know me that well.
Okay.
Who are you?"
I will attempt to reduce the effects by going to the anti-docs alien screen,
Okay.
and then add Jebro.
All right.
So that should
I don't
make it...
I can't wait to talk shit about Jebro.
Okay, you can talk shit to him while he's in the call. It's going to be great. Okay, here he comes. Oh.
I hate Jebro's name.
He's not in yet.
Wow.
He's not in the call.
Wow.
He's got his,
Why
he's
do
got
you-
his last name too. Hide it.
Well, how?
He says it's
I can't.
don't know.
It's a limitation of
Jebro's-
OBS. It's
Jebro's
gonna...
the mighty Jebro is world famous. Everybody knows his name anyway.
Oh, he didn't pick up. Okay, never mind.
Because he had to close it. Now he's going to change his name. And...
no. You can't even see it on his stream.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's
He has a
just,
stream.
it's this alien.
Nemesis looking fresh.
Oh.
I made that alien, by the way.
Yes, you did. Yes,
It's
you
very
did.
cool.
Okay, I'll try and add him again.
What an emotional roller coaster it's
I
been.
know.
We've been live for how long?
Thanks.
Okay.
You gotta,
I can't. No.
It says call again.
I'm irritated.
Okay, I call
I
him.
could tell. I could tell.
Oh boy.
I opened up some tab. How about that Nightwing?
Oh,
Or
the
Night-
the
Night
bat
Terror.
wings. Bats.
Night Fury.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We were farming him the
Jebro
other day.
needs to accept my Skype friend request.
Oh,
I
does he?
can't.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I can't
Okay.
get those stupid things to drop.
Okay, he just did.
I've been unlucky. Big,
I'll call
big
him again.
surprise.
Oh, wait.
Oh, from the Begs? Or the whatever?
Well, you don't the. Maybe I'm wrong, but don't the Batwings drop from the Mad King's?
chest. The chest, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
you need 4 for something, and then you need...
Ah.
All right,
Hello.
Jebro's here.
Hello!
Are you webcamming?
I can. if
Shut
you want
up.
to.
Is that you?
Whoa!
BM.
That
Brazil.
picture. That
Is
picture,
Brazil
is that
just like
you?
a fascist or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
You should hear about my COF farm, Jebro.
He's an
Yeah, I know,
exploiter.
you're a slacker.
I'm an exploiter. There's a huge
Yeah.
difference.
It's a huge
Oh,
difference.
you've actually been called out on it.
Yeah. I farmed
I'll say as
COF for 15 hours straight and
So
finished
not a
all of the
slacker.
central
In
tier
fact-
I'm just going to
masteries.
disconnect from the call. See you later.
A very hard-working exploiter, not a slacker. A very hard-working exploiter.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
yeah,
the
that's
best
true. I'm
kind.
sorry that I've just messed up your stream.
Woo, I'm floating.
It's
No.
fine.
Floating in the middle of the screen.
This is
We'll take
perfect. This is perfect in every way.
I have so many faces everywhere.
How many
I
do
just
you
had to
need?
cast the new specializations 3 days after launch, guys.
I bet that was rough.
It was. I'm feeling it. It's probably my worst cast I've ever done. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
But it went okay in the end. I think there's maybe some understanding there, but Dragon Hunter was something. Scrapple was around
Yeah.
lots.
Because you had to remember all the new names for skills. You had to
Just remember everything.
I
Man.
normally go. The thing is, Guild Wars 2 is so intricate as a game. I've always gone off the thing that it's easier to sometimes say the number of the skill on a weapon set. So I normally say like sword 3 or like hammer 4 because people can link to that a little bit easier than saying, banish or saying whatever. Can't even think of another name. Because it's odd like that because there's so many abilities. Yeah, or like I could say Earthshaker. Like that's a main ability. Like call out main things. Yeah, or like anything. It's difficult. It's very difficult. But sometimes people are like, okay, that ability, but which one is it? And sometimes people have actually said that to me in the past. So generally, I've stuck to numbers, and it helps a lot for some reason. Helps other people. I don't know if that makes sense.
How often do you say skills when you're casting? Because I can see you just go on and he's pushing hard or something like that.
There's so much action pushing hard. There's so much action.
Getting in there real good. It's penetrating the defense.
Wow. This is highbrow here.
Wow.
Oh god. I've just come from trying to be really, really serious to being silly. So give me 2 more seconds.
It's tea time.
But it's good. Yeah, it was really good. And there was some strong stuff. Druid is just strong.
Feel the power.
Oh, yeah?
Strong, but killable. Strong but
As
killable.
a defensive Condi spec or
Supportive build, yeah.
supportive build? Okay.
Really good. Celestial Avatar. Was this? How many conditions do you remove? 16,
All of them.
12?
Yeah, when you...
Any?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
pretty
Kind of
strong.
Okay, so Druid strong. You said you saw some Dragon Hunter?
Yeah, really good. Marauder, actually. He was playing... It was longbow, but he was only using a couple of traps, but he wasn't using the elite trap, and he was using meditations as well. So he's porting and using a trap at the same time. Which was just
porting with the trap.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's very interesting.
really good. So like kind of like the port banish, which was pretty cool back in the day. To decamp quickly, it was pretty nice. Pardon me, scrappers were really good actually. Using the sneak gyro, boys. Using the sneak gyro.
Sneak gyro, really? What about the sneak gyro?
Yeah, it's something I thought about before, and I spoke to RG, who plays on the team called Vermilion, but there's a tool belt skill, which is a nice reveal, and it reveals thieves on crossing, and it reveals stealth, so it counters stealth for thieves.
Nice. And I guess using the sneak gyro, you could also sort of trick people out at the beginning of the game to see how many people are coming to either far or mid.
Yeah. Because it's obvious, it's an obvious tell, right? But also you can use it for disengages, and you still get that stealth when you come out of the circle as well. So it's only a couple of seconds, but that's still enough sometimes to like disengage or engage onto someone.
And how useful is the function gyro?
I mean, I saw a very clutch res in the 2v2 when one guy went down. Like he ran away from the guy and he rezzed him with the gyro. Like that's and that was pretty cool that actually worked, because I think there's some issues with the gyro at the moment.
Does it finish
function
people?
gyro.
Does it finish people?
Yeah.
If you double finish, it's strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the function gyro and you finish yourself, then it's very strong.
And there was a guy running stability on it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So we had that. We had the variation of the super speed heal, like the sustain from that, and then variation with the stability, but the stability also giving you mites.
Any thieves using the finisher?
Well, using the finisher.
Yeah, the
Daredevil
elite.
Elite.
We did have Syndranir actually from Orange Logo going for Daredevil, the only Daredevil today, and he did use that elite. Yes.
And did it work?
I don't think so. I don't feel like it's going to be something that
It was a good effort.
No. When you can get it to work, though, it is the greatest feeling in the world. You can pull that off and get it to work, but yeah, it's not easy.
Is it? Have you guys been able to use that successfully then?
I have not yet.
No.
In strongholding betas, yes. But not,
On the Lord?
But
Yeah.
not in Conquest. Yeah, on the Lord.
On the
Yeah,
Lord.
on the Lord. Oh my God. You know, you do your punch, uppercut, and then plant him. If you can time it just right, what an amazing feeling.
You get
Oh,
quickness
man.
off that. That's all.
I don't know.
you could
Man,
I
you
think
could-
so. I think you could. I think if someone gives you quickness, yeah.
yeah.
That'd be sick.
Nah, you build your
Amazing.
whole thief around it. You take haste.
No, that was in
You use it
beta.
just for
but,
the
I
finish.
mean, It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Stronghold.
I've got to say, it's kind of odd to see Matt with a green screen behind him because I've never seen it before. It's a new world, everyone.
Yeah. Oh.
He doesn't just hang out in the forest. Well, maybe he does.
It's behind the scenes here
Yeah.
on
But
TeaTime.
it
Yeah.
is a little bit. It's
Too
a
spooky.
whole new world.
Too spooky for me.
So have you played it all, Mr. Jeb?
Played, what? Sorry. Guild
Yeah,
Wars
he
2.
What do you
was
mean, what?
He was online earlier. I was talking with him earlier in guild chat.
I was calling him an exploiter.
Uh,
I've played the first zone, actually. Almost, I've got the story to the second zone. I've done the guild hall claiming. I've actually done a ton of PvE.
Did you do the guild hall claiming with EG?
No. We did it late. No, what time was it yesterday? Because we were going to do it when I asked you, and then
Yeah.
we can get people together. And then suddenly loads of people just started to come back online, and I was like, okay, what the hell? Because I think, because like being in a guild, like EG is awesome. I think it's really cool. There's
Yeah.
loads of awesome people, but I'm in the EU, and I've got a lot of friends who are in the EU as well. So, you know, I just came back to my guild where I'm the leader, so I can just kind of look at everything and actually just kind of go through it a little bit slower to see that build up of the guilds and feel like the amount of effort that you really have to put in to do it. And with a small amount of people, you have to do a lot. You have
Quite
to
a
do
bit, yeah.
a lot of work.
We've been
It's kind of ridiculous. It's good though. It's good. I like it.
we've been we've had about 5 or 6 people who have been really dedicated to trying to get like some of that stuff built up. And like linseed oil or needing shovels or whatever you need, right? Some of that stuff, some of it's very easy, and other things are like you have to go out of your way. If you have a massive, like EG, for example, or even ATT, I'm sure, don't have as big an issue because they have so many members and stuff willing to donate and contribute. But for the smaller guilds, you're going to have to put some elbow grease in there. You have to put some work in to get it done. Some linseed oil in.
Someone whispered me today while I was in COF, and they said, "Is D&T selling guild hall claiming?"
What?
I don't think you need to do that.
You can 5-man that. You only get one event. I think if it's you don't go over 3 events, do you?
I
Happening at the
haven't
same
done
time?
it.
no,
I
I
don't
haven't
know.
done it either.
Okay, so
don't know.
you've got if no one knows on the stream, you might have talked about this, but you get you get these events where you have to like split between them if you've got more than say 5 people. I think it was Alex from RPG Shack only had one event that they had to manage because there was only 5 people and it would be
Right.
impossible for them to do it.
Okay.
And they just split up right across, so you've got to make sure these things don't release their gas into the air or whatever, and you've got a certain amount of time. And it's cool because you don't know where it's going to come up, you know, but if you haven't got gliders and stuff, you have to go down the slow way or find like some deep sea to jump in. So it's pretty cool. You know, I hadn't spoke to a lot of these guys in a while, and we just joined together. We did it first time. It wasn't like a massive challenge, but I don't think it should be because you're only,
Right.
the guild hall is like a big,
Yeah.
you claiming
It
a
was fun.
guild hall.
It was
Yeah,
fun to do. It
only
wasn't a
the
challenge
beginning.
necessarily, but it's supposed to just be a fun event for your guild to gather and kind of, you know, screw around, kill some things, claim your guild hall. It was a good time.
Oh, which ones did you guys go for?
Oh,
We did Lost Precipice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Gilded Hollow.
We did both.
I'm still gonna just end the call. What did he say? Did he say Gilded Hollow?
Gilded Hollow?
Is that the one you want to go for?
That's the one I'm going for. Gilded Hollow.
You're a bad person.
guild hall elitism. Here we go. It's the new brand of elitism.
Come on.
I'll have you know that
I'd
Lost
say-
Precipice does 20k DPS.
I'm joking. You have to. I'll join your guild and you can show me around because it does look pretty cool.
It does look
Yeah.
pretty cool. Wait,
Yeah,
what's
let
so
me-
good about Lost Precipice?
You can
It's
jump.
just better
It's-
in every way.
Boom.
It's just
Boom.
like, it's just better.
All right.
In all seriousness, though, I wanna see Gilded Hollow. So let me know.
Okay.
Boostspur, and I'll come along and say, hey, this is
Alright.
what it looks
Well-
like.
Well, actually, when I do go ahead and claim it, I'll probably let people know ahead of time, and feel free to join me because I only have like two people in my guild who play Guild Wars 2 regularly, and 3 people who are newbie, and then everybody else just doesn't sign on anymore. So I might need a little bit extra help.
There you go, guys. Guild recruitment message from World of Enders.
Boom.
That's right.
Everyone join.
Join World of Enders.
Join
This-
the World of Enders Guild.
Message of the day is we love you.
Oh.
See? Go
Wow.
there, get some love, especially
Yeah.
if you're
You're allowed 5 guilds, so just get in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
You might as well.
I
Why
want
not?
to see the other one. Obviously, I haven't been in there yet, and there's a blank space on my map which annoys the living hell out of me. So Michelle just wants to cause me pain. He wants me to be
Yeah.
annoyed about everything.
It's just the salt
You know,
levels.
but for
Very
serious,
high salt
why
levels.
would I want to do... What's so good about Last Precipice or whatever it's
It's
called?
got a lot of open air, so like gliding
can
is
glide.
pretty awesome.
Oh,
it's
but I
cool.
thought I saw a little thing for the Gilded Hollow, and it looked like people were gliding in there as well.
Yeah,
You
you've
can,
got areas
you
you
could probably
can
glide in both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to
Okay.
a greater extent, it would seem, in the
Yeah.
precipice.
I
Have been
don't
in
think one is
Hollows.
necessarily better than the other. It's just what you prefer aesthetically and
There's more
Sure.
space,
more
apparently. in
open
the Hollow.
space.
Like, yeah, flat space, because you have to place stuff on flat ground. It has to be exactly flat. Like, you can't, if there's a bit of a bump, you can't place it,
Oh.
which is good, because you want the building to be on flat ground, because that kind of makes sense. Not building, sorry, the decorations and whatnot.
But and frankly,
So, it's cool.
Gilded Hollow, I mean, it's perfect, right? The name itself sounds like Guild Hall. You can't go wrong with that. Gilded Hollow.
I think they were talking about that in the stream as well, and they were like, yeah, it was like a play on Guild Hall, Gilded Hollow.
Right.
Yeah.
A
did not see
hilarious joke by the developers. ArenaNet are well known for this.
It's true. With the puns as well.
Just
Do we
like
wanna
the-
talk-
Love it, though.
Do we want to talk at all about not anything story related? No spoilers.
Well, we already ruined that. At the
I
did.
haven't played much of it, but do we want to talk about how you need particular masteries for even doing some of the story?
Even that's a spoilering. surely,
Well, it's
because
fine
I
now
don't know.
because they're removing the only one that really gets in the way. It would seem.
Right.
Should we just say
You
which
need to
one
go
it is?
forward
It's-
deep.
I mean, it's
Poison.
really it's the poison one for the frogs.
When you look
Yeah.
at your masteries, it tells you, so it's not like it's a
Yeah.
secret.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Fair play.
And I'm sure they can.
Yeah, but when are they
talk about
removing
it as
it?
a non-spoiler because they already released a statement saying they're
Yeah,
removing it.
they're
so
removing it.
it's
Yeah,
not
but
like they're spoiling.
everyone definitely reads the forums, so everyone's definitely going to know about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
no, actually, I read Reddit to see posts from the forum.
That's true.
That's what I do.
Everyone is everyone happy at the moment about the expansion?
No.
Not
you
everybody.
don't like fractals and hero points, right, Brazil? That's kind of the
The
things you don't
fractal
like.
rewards, like, man, the fractal rewards.
Shit,
I don't
should
even,
I have not answered this question?
I don't even know what to say about those.
Baby
Like
rage.
the
Well, tell
fractal
me-
rewards, I'll just explain this.
Okay.
I'm going to explain it. The fractal rewards were worse than terrible for the first year that fractals were out.
right.
And then they made them good in the middle of fractals. So like level 30 had the best drops, and that's about where it stayed up until the expansion.
Okay.
So that was about a year. So like you would do a 50, and to quote Nike's famous line, a motherfucking uninfused kill bronze phylactery. You would get that very regularly from doing a fractal 50 or just nothing. Or
Okay.
sometimes like I have 5 fractal maces and I'm never going to use them. Anyways, so now the fractal rewards, you get a locked chest when you complete a fractal.
Okay.
And to open the chest, you have to buy a fucking key for money,
well-
for gold.
How much
And
is it?
then, I don't remember how much it is. I think it's like a gold or something. I might be wrong.
No.
Maybe not. I may be
Cheaper.
thinking of something else. Anyways, the point is you don't get anything good out of them if you don't have the Fractal Mastery. And even if you do get the Fractal Mastery completed, you still don't get anything good. So the rewards in Fractals are basically gone.
I don't know.
What is
It was
classified as not good because
Like-
I don't know at all what you get from them because I'm fractal level 7.
Yeah, like...
I'd have to look at how much the key actually costs, but I was getting 50 silver to 1 gold per box.
Like,
How
there
many
are...
boxes do you get from like doing an
3.
hour? Of
That,
fractals?
I
Oh,
don't...
an hour? No, you get 3 per island.
I don't know that that's...
And that's at level 30.
That's not the experience that the people in my guild have had. There are people in my guild that are already like high 70s to 100.
Now,
And
sometimes
they're...
you do get like 15 silver ones, which sucks. That's a
Yeah,
loss.
like they've all lost money opening boxes. They would have made more money if they sold the boxes on the trading post, which
So
you
this
can
is-
do apparently.
Is it some money? Well, there you go. I mean, people can make... I mean, maybe it's one of those things where it's something that comes in, but they're not sure exactly how it's going to work yet. Like maybe there's somewhere that people can actually make a ton of money, maybe, like you say, like selling them, but it's quite... Is it too early to maybe say that they kind of suck, or is it just actually they are actually
I think
shit?
there is some imbalance there. It is RNG. Like if you open boxes and keep getting the 15 silver ones, it sucks. Let's just be frank. Now I have to look up the cost because I don't know exactly how much those keys cost. But I was getting 50 silver to 1 gold pretty frequently. Maybe I
What
was
is
just
it?
lucky.
I'll put
It
it
just
this
gives
way.
you the gold. It gives you, you open
No,
a chest
it's
and you
a
just get gold.
it's a vendor item. Like you sell it to the vendor for 50 silver to a gold. It's a gray item.
Ah, okay.
What would
Oh,
have
right.
been what would have been good? Like Fractal 50 is piss easy to do. It is easier to do than it was before the expansion.
Now, did they nerf them? Because I felt like we were doing 30s because I'm not at 50 yet. We were doing 30s, and they felt really easy.
They're
They felt
easier.
easier.
Yeah. I
Why?
think what's happened is Fractal level 100 is about as hard as 50 used to be.
Wow.
And what they should have done, is kept 50 the same, made all of the ones above that harder to do, and then kept the RNG box shit at 50 or whatever. But as you go up higher, you get better rewards. The higher you get and the harder it gets. That is what makes sense. There's no disputing that.
Who's-
Has
Wait.
anybody gotten anywhere near 100 yet?
Yeah, there are people that got 100 on the first day.
Snowcrow's got
And
it
do
first
they
day.
say that it is as easy as
Yeah.
50?
Like Card and people in my guild who like have millions of hours in Fractals.
Card is very good though.
Yeah, but like my friend Liz and like people that aren't as good as Card.
Okay.
Don't tell
Fair
Card he's good. He'll probably take it.
He-
Card,
It's true. It's
Card
true,
knows
though.
he's good.
But
It's
Yeah,
fine.
he knows.
Okay. alright. Damn
But-
it, Card.
You
Yeah,
bastard Card. He knows
Too good for me.
though.
it's
We've got an ace up our sleeve.
yeah. they all agree that
Matt loves it.
it's-
Carry me, Card. Carry me.
It's kind of dumb. It's kind of dumb. And then that's Fractals. That's Fractals. Dungeons don't give anything now. Like dungeons aren't even worth doing at all. There's no point
No.
to do a dungeon.
I need the tokens, but for most people,
It was about
Yeah,
a.
but if fractals are easier, I can get to level 100. Like,
Yeah, you-
easy.
Jebro gets
So,
to level
yes.
100 without his glasses on.
Shit, you sure? I'd barely be
Wow.
able to sit down in my chair without my fucking glasses.
I've been doing a lot more fractals. I have to say I've been really enjoying fractals now that I can do one and stop if I want to. Like I love that change. That change is brilliant. But and the rewards I really haven't felt the sting, but I wasn't doing 50s before this. So for me, I'm not really noticing the big drop off, I guess. On the other hand, I do feel like I've been doing 30s, working my way up to 40s, right? And I do feel like 30s are way easier than I remember them being. And that's been disappointing to me. But
Yeah.
You
God,
guys
that
need to carry
sucks.
me through fractals so I can
That
experience what you're talking about. Because I
Well, that's it.
I don't know much about it. Well, I know I've played them. I know all about like tactics and stuff. But I guess does it sound like, because as a PvPer and someone who does like World v World more often than, you know, I still do everything in the game. Like I've played all the story for everything, the different versions, whatever. Is there something about like some kind of gold sync or trying to make sure that like the money earning is getting a bit closer? between maybe like different modes, or do you think that's just bullshit?
The best
I've wondered about
way
that.
to make money for the past probably year has been just farming silver wastes.
Right, but that doesn't. That's great for making money because you're selling your stuff to other people, but it
Right,
doesn't.
you're not
create-
you're not creating new money.
Right,
Right,
you're shifting old money around.
exactly. In dungeons, you make, I guess I should say, your efficiency at making money in dungeons goes higher the better at it you are. Like, there are people that can do every path of every dungeon in 2 to 3 hours. And they do that daily. And they make however much gold the rewards are. And they get, like, this drops and stuff that they can sell. And they can turn the tokens into money. And it rewarded skilled play to a degree. But at the same time, like, anybody could kind of do dungeons if they wanted to. Like, instead of 2 to 3 hours, you could do it in like 4 to 5 if you really wanted to kill yourself. But fractals were a little more challenging, and they didn't give any money at all, hardly. Like, you used to not get shit for fractals, and now you're literally getting shit, I guess. So it's an improvement, but...
I mean, fractals have been good to me at lower levels. Like I said,
no, you're completely right. They're better at lower levels for rewards.
So it's good for like newer players that want to get in for it.
Like in the level 30 fractals, I think I made like 6 gold yesterday out of those boxes. But
How
I
many
guess
did
I
you
was
do?
lucky.
Yeah.
We did 6. We
Six
did 6
fractals.
fractals.
What? I mean,
How long
this
did it
is a
take
good
you?
question, actually. Oh, yeah, that's it.
I didn't time it. It didn't feel that long. I don't remember, to be quite honest with you, unfortunately.
Usually takes 20 minutes of fractal or something.
We were also standing there doing the achievements as we were going along. So like if we got the volcanic one at 30, whatever, then we were like, okay, well, what do we need to do to get all the achievements for this one? So we made sure that we did the achievements as we were going through it as well.
So that is disappointing because they did say we're
And it did
going
feel a
up to-
lot easier. A lot easier. to
Yeah,
make
so we're
builds.
they when releasing the for Heart of Thorns, they said we're going to be going to level 100 now, fractals, and we're going to have masteries for fractals. It's going to be great. I mean, I think everybody assumed that if they're going up to level 100, it's going to get harder,
Super
right?
hard. I did.
That's what I would have thought, yeah.
That's what I wanted to happen. I thought the
So-
whole point of the expansion was to have stuff that was fucking harder than it used to be.
Yeah, so that's a little strange.
Good thing they're bringing out raids in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's gonna be
I mean, I'm not a fractal master. Sounds stupid. I didn't
I don't know.
do I didn't
Could
do
be a
fractals
fractal.
regularly before the expansion. So, like when I'm doing 30s now with my group, like it felt a lot easier to me. The rewards didn't feel terrible, but I guess I was just RNG lucky, so I could see why that. If I was getting 15 silver every fractal, that would suck, obviously. And I wasn't really buying that many keys, but that's because we were doing the dailies and stuff, which was giving me keys. We were doing the achievements, which were giving us keys, but I guess I won't be getting those eventually anymore. So
Right.
that'll suck, I guess, afterwards. Now, I don't have any of the fractal masteries unlocked, so I don't know
I
what
do.
the singularities
I have them all.
are about. Right, so like maybe you can explain then to me and to everybody here
Let me-
what
let
do
me-
the different fractals do for you?
Let me go look at my
Why?
masteries.
Like we were seeing the singularity things and stuff, but I don't know what that actually does.
I'll read them out. So
Here
the
we
first
go.
one is called Follows Advice. You have unlocked additional daily achievements for fractal scales 21 to 49. You can also now access vendors with special items inside the Mistlock Observatory. The second one is Agony Channeler. You now receive bonus rewards from Fractal Dungeon boss chests. Vendors now sell ingredients for tuning rings in the Mystic Forge, which provide additional agony resistance slots into your infused rings. Mist potions will also convert a percentage of your agony resistance to a specific attribute depending on potions used. So you get new potions, which give you stats based off of how much agony resistance you have.
Okay, hold up, time out.
Yeah.
So if the fractal's not really any harder, why would you need potions?
I don't know. The next one after that is you now gain bonus rewards from chests of the Mist and Fractal encryptions. Mist potion conversion has been improved. So again, that's improving the potions that you can get. And the last one is you can now activate Mistlock singularities inside Fractals of the Mist to gain additional agony resistance and a shield that can prevent death inside the Fractal dungeon. Fractal potion conversion has been improved.
So the singularities make the fight
easier.
do less agony to you?
I think so. I don't really know because I've been in COF. But
All right, understood. Fair enough.
Yeah. But maybe that means they
made
plan
it-
to
they
add
made
more
it
then. More
easier,
fractals.
and then they made it even easier.
I don't
Well, yeah.
understand that. No, obviously, I haven't done 100. I haven't done 50, so I can't say for sure myself. But 30s feel way easier.
Well, maybe they
Wait,
plan
wait,
to add
wait,
more
wait.
fractals.
No, like
soon.
my trend, the Fractal 50 fight and the Fractal 100 fight are both my trend. The Fractal 50
Right.
my trend, she gets boons every time you crit her. So she's running around with like 25 might and fury, like the whole Fractal. And I was being told by like Card and other friends of mine that she's hitting you for like 1,000 damage.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, are you kidding me? They're like, you can literally just sit there and tank.
I seen a comment from one of the people who's in Snow Crows, and I don't have the comment on me, but they were saying that they completed to 100, and they felt like having a druid would have made it easier. But why would you ever want to take a druid if it's not that difficult to begin with?
Why would you ever want to take a Cleric's Guardian?
Yeah, it just
I don't
no,
know.
that's a legitimate point. Is because it makes it easier. It makes it trivializes.
But if it's
it
not
to,
that
to a certain
difficult,
extent.
why would you care?
Because then you can try even less hard. Yeah.
I don't know.
Say they have to put. Say they have to. If,
Hold on, I have to read this. Can
Wait, what's
anyone
going
who
on?
isn't Brazil confirm fractals are easier? He would say black is white.
wow, someone's
Is
not a
black white?
fan. Someone's
Rob
not a fan.
that
of
was
Brazil.
actually- That was my question, to make it a little bit more PC than the guy in the chat who's just...
You can
dick.
get off your ass and go through them yourself.
I mean,
No one says you have to listen to me.
but the thing is, you have like a good representative field of different people. So I'm a PvPer, World v World, I play some PvE or whatever. Brazil is like at the opposite end of the scale in terms of PvE. He does all the hardcore stuff, and he's someone who wants more challenging stuff. And then I think, we're all in between that at different phases of what we do. So, Brazil speaks for kind of what a part of the player base. I speak for a bit of the player. We all do at different levels, but what percentage of the game
Oh my god.
does that person represent to a degree? Does that make some kind of sense? Like how
Yeah,
many
no, it
people
does.
are at Brazil's kind of level of the game who have completely valid, worries and concerns, because that's obviously he does. So there are going to be other people that have those same concerns. Similar for me, when I go into PvP, I have my concerns. Not as many as they used to be because a lot's been fixed and sorted out, unlike the rest of the guys. But I wonder how many people are at that top, potential to have, the Fractal 100. But how long does it maybe take people to get? Because obviously that number will grow in time, but then there'll be raids, right? So they'll spend less time in Fractals. So I think, in my opinion, them bringing raids in, just as maybe another opinion, is that you're going to get awesome rewards from raids, and then you're going to get, if you get awesome rewards from Fractals as well, like that PvE
No one will do
side,
raids.
there'll be...
Right.
No one will do raids, and the PvE end of the scale will be earning so much more cash than the PvP people of the World v World, and then like that difference in the gap between modes as well in terms of earning money would just get even wider. So I think even though it kind of sounds like it sucks, and I don't experience it because I'm not going to feel as much disappointment, I feel like there's a reason for this. It might not be the correct way to do it,
Right.
but it sounds like some
Sure.
kind of logical thing. If that makes sense. I mean, that could
Yeah.
be
I mean,
talking shit as well.
The same reason why they nerf dungeon rewards, right?
Right.
Yeah,
They,
because it brings
That's
it
what
into
I
a
would-
scale
yeah.
where everyone can just do it.
I would expect that. For sure.
I will say that there's a quality of life change to Fractals that I absolutely love. Up in the corner now, it tells you how much agony you need. It tells you the Fractal you're about to do. I think there's a little bit more information up there as well, but I like that a lot.
But like Brazil having that frustration is completely valid. Completely valid. Because there's going to be loads of people who have that frustration. Even many people who are watching now, you know. I mean, if I was at that top end and I was getting less money for maybe something that I'd farmed or spent a long time to get, and then I feel like, well, what was the point of doing that, really?
Well, and you certainly want to feel, you certainly want to come away from an experience and feel rewarded for doing so. And if you're doing Fractal 100 and it just doesn't feel rewarding, you're going to say, why am I going to do this?
I think I want to say a problem. I know there are people that are going to say I'm stupid for saying this, but
there's always going to be someone who says that, mate.
I know.
No matter who you are.
But fractals and dungeons have gotten fucked over so many times. And like fractals especially. Fractals first came out and it was soft capped at level 50, but you could still do higher than that. So like myself included and other people got to fractal level 80. And we did so with the intention because we knew that fractals were going to be updated and we wanted to be level 80 before they got updated so we could just have it right away and start doing it for dailies or whatever. And then they reset everybody's level to 30 with the intention that there were going to be fractal leaderboards so we could show off how good we were. And then people got to fractal 50 in a day, which was the max. And ANET's response to that was, we didn't think anybody would get there so fast, so we're not ever going to implement the leaderboards.
Well, their idea for the original leaderboards was pretty terrible.
Yeah, right? And it's just like, what? And so, like, both of those things happened, and then, like, they finally fixed the rewards by making them better at lower tiers. And then I think everybody was just hopeful that, like, they were advertising fractals on the big Heart of Thorns page, and it was exciting, and there's the legendary back piece and everything. I think people were finally hoping that fractals were going to be awesome.
But they're going to add new fractals, right?
I don't know.
Quite possibly.
We would hope so.
Maybe.
Well, maybe
they're already
Here's the
set
question.
from 50 to 100. So.
Exactly. So here's the question: when they add a new fractal, let's say in 6 months they add 2 new fractals, 3 new fractals. I don't know. Let's go crazy. They had 5 new fractals.
Whoa.
Right? Amazing.
You're insane.
I'm insane. But how do they reincorporate those 5 new fractals into the new schedule? Do you just start removing fractals that are there now and inserting the new ones? Like that whole thing has to be rebalanced. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it does. I think what they did is they are trying to push dungeons under the rug completely. Like they're just for people who want to like do lore stuff now for the first time, so it's hard for them. And they'll never do it again, and it's just like a personal story thing. And then they made fractals into like easy casual farm stuff like dungeons used to be, with like an updated reward system that's so people have that to do instead of dungeons now. And I think raids are going to be what's supposed to be hard for PvE. Kind of basically what Jebro already said.
Exactly.
But I don't.
But it's different, though. It's not the same thing. Raids are a different beast entirely. Yes, it's hard for PvE, but it's a party of 10.
Right.
At least with fractals, you still have the dungeon aspect of it being a party of 5. You can get a small group together and do stuff. I think the problem with fractals is they have this idea, this great foundation, this great. It's fractals. When it first came out, it was such a great idea. They could put in new fractals whenever they want.
Yeah.
It scales in difficulty as much as you play it. But it seems as though it's falling short a little bit right now because of the fact that you limit at 100, because of the fact that they haven't been putting any new fractals in besides those 2 from a while ago. And so, yeah, that's a good question. If they put new fractals in, which I'm sure they have to, because they said they're no longer doing any more dungeons. They're
Right.
concentrating on raids and fractals. So that means putting in new fractals, and that means probably upping the difficulty in some way, shape, or form. Does that mean that the new missions will only be available after level 100, and then it will start getting harder again? Will you be able to go to 150 maybe? Who knows? But
then you're locking players out of those new fractals.
Yeah, my problem is that the changes that were announced for Heart of Thorns, I thought that was gonna be like the first start of the new things that were coming to Fractals. Yes, we have the Mastery, so that's kind of cool, but I thought that there would be, like this beginning to be unattainable thing. But no, it's just the same system spread out a little bit further. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do next.
I was okay with that same system being spread out a little bit longer. I realized that, eventually, like you're saying, Boots, we're going to get new fractals. We're going to see those new fractal dungeons be added. And it sounds like it's going to be a lot of work for them to rework that tiered tree now, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But what I wanted from 50 to 100 was not just more agony, because that's going to be a thing, right? That's kind of artificial difficulty. And I realized there was going to be more than one instability, dual instabilities and stuff like that. But I also wanted them to be, more difficult as they progressed. And it doesn't, and I'm not an expert, I don't know, but it doesn't sound like it's that much more difficult going from 50 to 100.
Just add 1,000. Go to fractal level 1,000.
I'll be honest.
That's fine.
I'll be honest. I
Band-Aid.
don't think they're gonna add new fractals ever.
Ever?
Ooh.
Oh, no, I'm not sure about that.
Ooh, hold on there, Brazil.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Do you have so little
They're adding
faith
an
in the
extra-
ArenaNet devs?
I don't think they have a reason to. I think they can just stick it there for something for people to do and just not have to worry about it again.
True.
That's what I mean. That every time they updated dungeons, people cried and hated it. They updated AC, and people still complain about the Spider Queen being too hard. Today, people still complain about it.
My complaint is that you can bug the path out, but anyway.
Yeah,
I think Brazil, you might have a point there. I think you might have a point there.
Never done that thing.
Oh, no, I have. I've been part of parties.
All right.
I have.
Well,
We're all
trying to
exploiters
save you,
here.
Yeah. I think you have a point. I think you have a point about that, Brazil, because of the fact of what they did for HoT. If they had changed it in a different way, then maybe they would add more fractals in. But the way they changed it make it seems like it is sort of a little bit on the back burner because if you want to make it expandable, if you want to make it so that you could add more things in and make it more difficult for people, perhaps in the future, get up to level 200, I don't know, it shouldn't have been just raise the amount of AR required. It should have been the fact that the fractals themselves got more difficult due to instabilities or whatever as you went on. And because of the fact that now people are already at 100 and everybody's going to get to 100 pretty quickly for the people who are actually trying, if they add new fractals in, they're going to have to go past 100. They're not going to reinsert things into the past and make it more difficult because the people who are already 100 won't have anything to do. They're going to have to dial those guys back to 50 or something. So I don't know. And yeah, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Rim and Kryler, it's valid to have complaints about certain aspects of the game. Yes, they're giving us raids. I cannot wait for raids, but not everybody's going to be able to do raids. Let's be honest. At least I hope so. I hope not everybody can do raids. And so those who still enjoy dungeons, Fractal is supposed to be the end game dungeon for them. It's okay to want more difficulty in Fractals.
I frankly like the changes they made to fractals. The fact that it's now 1 instead of 3 or 4.
I think that is amazing. I think that's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
The anti-farm.
Instead of doing 3 or 4 fractals per level,
Okay,
it's just 1 now.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
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 It's
So
fantastic.
now I can level up quite quickly now.
Yeah,
Quite quickly.
absolutely.
So I like
You
that.
guys are fucking...
The only thing I'm interested in...
Educational stream.
I'm not
It is.
disappointed
I
even
learned
in
something.
fractals. I'm not even disappointed in the change to fractals. I'm just interested to see what they're going to do after this. After this change, how are they thinking of expanding on fractals if they're even thinking of expanding on fractals?
I think the thing with fractals is that they can always say, we can expand it. We can do this with fractals, but they don't ever have to because they have that selling point and people will always talk about it. They can say, we have an infinitely expandable, ultimately all-challenging dungeon that we can scale up and down and do whatever we want with it. But they don't ever have to do anything with that. And it may seem a little sinister to have that perspective, and it may seem like I'm like ArenaNet shaming or something, but I think it's a valid perspective to give consideration to at the very least. So, because that's basically what they've done with it. They've added one fractal.
We've lost your stream, I think.
Uh-oh.
Is it back?
Uh-oh.
Brazil was in a really, really momentous occasion.
No,
Yeah, that was really good.
It was looking at the
What?
viewer. He was
That was
connecting.
good.
Why?
By the way, I gotta leave probably at 4 because I gotta go see Didier Drogba play.
You
So,
just leave now.
I should.
Just disappear.
Okay, and then he disappeared after the stream came out.
Why is-
What happened?
Is it back?
I'm not even dropping any frames. What is going on here? Twitch
don't
is
know.
confusing me.
Maybe it's just a really organized troll. Let me...
It's dropped from me as
no,
well.
it's definitely not there anymore. What the hell? I think I'll
don't know.
restart. My internet's actually fine. My OBS
Just
square is still
Twitch.
green. Yeah,
It's gotta be Twitch, yeah.
hang on.
Weird.
Huh.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
See if
You know,
we're
people-
still live on YouTube.
The YouTube doesn't work right now for me. Because I do both at once. I don't have it set up to do it normally. Hang on.
From Brazil, who's like looks really angry.
I'm not angry. I'm just tired. I haven't slept all weekend.
Well, that's because you're farming flipping Guild Wars too.
Yeah.
I was grinding and waiting to have fun. That's what people have been asking me. People have been asking me, how did you get Reaper so fast? And I've literally been telling them grinding and waiting to have fun. It's so rewarding to say that.
But I mean, that's the thing with grinding, right? I mean, grinding.
I
is
like it.
Yeah, I actually think you do, because I think that you would not have spent that much time doing it unless
Yes.
you wanted to do it, because you're
Certainly
not a
I
stupid
couldn't.
person, you know. You're not. That was maybe a compliment. Sorry about that. Are you used to those, Brazil? But you know, it's like I don't know. It just feels like I completely lost my train of thought. I'm going to be honest,
That's
and
fine.
I've completely lost it. I've just been casting for like 5 hours, and I completely lost what I was going to say. But you're not stupid, Brazil.
Thank you.
You
yeah,
enjoy
Brazil.
what you did. There we go. It's just come back into my head. Well done. Casting takes a lot of effort.
I would just like to say before we continue the stream, so far, what I've seen from the expansion, I love it. I am so happy.
Oh,
This
I'll-
is
I have-
so do I.
I have a completely different perspective on all of this.
Okay,
it's not
what is
mine.
it?
I could share it with you though.
Okay, share
I just
it.
want to make sure the stream is live before I do.
I think it is.
Yeah.
is live.
Okay, it's
Okay.
live. It's live.
Yeah, because
All
I'm
right.
talking shit. So,
So I've been talking to Nemesis quite a lot. Like I was in TeamSpeak with him. He came to EG's TeamSpeak the whole time I was in COF farming. That's how I knew how long I was in there, because at some point I asked, I said, how long have I been in here? And he said, well, I woke up 8 hours ago and you were in there already. Anyways, I've been talking to Nemesis, and Nemesis, like, one of the first things he said was, I think the expansion has been a complete failure.
Really?
And I was like,
I
What are-
disagree.
what are you talking about? And he said,
plays
I went,
Necro as well. That's what-
no, not from that perspective at all.
Okay, right.
That was my initial thought. I was like, what are you talking about? And he said, I looked how many viewers it had on Twitch on launch day.
Oh.
And I was like, I understand. He was like, I've been checking, and Guild Wars 2 has like 400 viewers right now on Twitch. I was like,
Launch day we were 5th on Twitch.
I think
yeah. And then after that, it
But
apparently
you know why,
fell
don't
off.
you? You know why? Because
Oh, well,
everybody's
it's
playing Guild Wars. They're
playing
playing Guild Wars too.
Playing-
That's,
I know
that's
they're
a
playing
huge
it,
success.
but the other thing is that's an actually really good point of conversation.
Yeah.
Is the people that come over to play, like there's this side which I'm kind of up in arms of, not up in arms in where, which I've not really said that publicly, but about streamers coming in to stream the game, making it very popular for a day or two, and then just fucking off again.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
they
what they
get
do for
people-
every game.
That happens
though.
with
And
every game.
exactly.
Yeah.
That is very, very true. But the thing is, like, for Guild Wars 2, like, to have that happen and to see all the other guys get pushed down, like, a load of steps. Like, I'm not a massive streamer. Like, when I stream, I get, like, the other day I got 10. I don't really give a crap because I'm just having fun, and I just thought, I'm playing, I'm streaming the game. But for, like, guys like some of you guys who stream, like, Inks, for example, and Teapot, like, when I see those guys coming in and they just go straight to the top, obviously there's a good reason for that. That's their job. They go and do that. It's good for the game. It's good to bring players into the
Sure.
game and viewers. And I appreciate all the positive stuff that it brings. But also, it maybe limits the appreciation of what these guys have been putting, streaming a game for 3 years, which has been down at the bottom on Twitch for so long. And then suddenly, like, all these massive guys just come in and boom,
But
all the
that's-
people go straight to the viewers of people who are at the top, and like all the guys who have been here for so long don't get that viewership.
But it's not.
They-
That's not exactly why they go straight to the top. It's not because all the Guild Wars 2 players are going to watch them play. It's
That's
because
true.
a bunch of people who are loyal followers of these big names
yeah.
are watching them and seeing Guild Wars 2 maybe for the first time.
I mean, for
So-
example, but if there is people that watch Guild Wars 2, they'll jump straight to that guy's channel.
Yeah.
So that guy's channel.
That's the nature of
Because they
Twitch,
see-
though. That's just
That is the nature of Twitch. It kind of, I guess I'm more complaining about the Twitch thing rather than a Guild Wars. It's not really,
Yeah.
it's no one's fault, right?
Yeah.
It's not, that's just the way it is. It kind of just pisses me off though, because I'm really want those guys
How
to get
fickle
this
it
beat.
is.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it's maybe more of a world issue that I have with the world rather than an issue with anyone in particular.
Exactly.
If there's
I
one
think-
thing we learned from Heart of Thorns is that we hate the world. That's
It's
it.
trying
Yes.
to kill us.
This
I
has been the
think that,
saltiest tea time ever.
There's a flip side to that as well, like Jebro was saying though. Like those Soda Poppin' and Lyric and whoever else, Tally, they come in, right, and they stream the game. They play for an hour, they play for 2 hours. They have no idea what the hell is going on in the game. They don't understand what the game is even about.
Yeah.
And like somebody said, he goes and does the Shatter when Heart of Thorns is the content you want to see.
Mhm.
And then he's like, oh, this game isn't that fun. I don't understand. And they go off and they
It's
play
actually-
GTA 5 or whatever else. And in some ways that hurts the game as well because there's streamers who are loyal to them say like, oh, well, Soda Poppin' didn't have fun. A Lyric didn't have fun. And I don't know those guys, so I'm not trying to talk down or bad about them, but they form an opinion on the game in a very short period of time. Their followers believe it 100% wholeheartedly.
Right.
And then they go to the forums and say, oh, well, Soda Poppin' said Guild Wars 2 is shit, so he's always right, and it's shit. Which is false, right? And it sucks. And it's not only Guild Wars 2 that happens to. It happens to lots of games. But
There's a responsibility that I think that people like that really need to realize. Like, and some people
That's
do.
not gonna
Like, I actually
happen.
think it's
not
not going to
gonna
happen.
happen.
Soda Poppin' is not suddenly
Are
going to
you
get a
serious?
flipping conscience, is he? Really?
Yeah.
Lyric,
But-
probably. Towley is a really seems like an actual, like, cool dude as well.
But Jeb,
so
do you-
those guys probably.
Do you think that these big names or whatever playing the game, they have their opinions, and they're uninformed opinions. Who cares about it really, except for the people who watch them? But do you think they really have a not a, what's the word I'm looking
Nefarious?
for? No, do you think they have a obligation to the company who makes the
No.
game or
No.
to anybody?
Really.
I think
Well,
it depends.
Considering ArenaNet flew Tobuscus out to their place and he never fucking did anything.
Yeah,
Waste-
but
waste
again,
money.
but I
Waste
don't
of
think
money there.
just because
But-
you fly someone out doesn't mean that they obviously have an obligation. You're like supposed to be a media person in that respect. You're not supposed to have an obligation to sell games for these people.
No,
Of-
You
no,
don't have
absolutely
to-
not. You
no.
have an obligation
Very
to
true.
your community
Mhm,
to be as honest as with your community as possible. And I don't think that's true for some of the top streamers. But
No.
that's a totally different podcast
Yeah.
and,
It's
and
the
topic.
responsibility I'm talking about is more of a responsibility to not to be responsible to the people that are already in that community and the game, like, you know, potentially maybe saying something constructive. Like I think you gave an example of Soda Poppin' and or someone else, some other big streamer who kind of just turned off almost immediately, didn't pay attention to his stream chat. Loads of people were trying to help them out and like saying, okay, you're a big streamer, you're going to get tons of people following you, so your experience might be limited. Maybe you want to go and do something else, say like a dungeon or some PvP. But those things get ignored, and then, like you say, people go on the forums, they don't play the game, and that's it. Those big people we've seen once in the last 3 or 4 days. We're not going to see them again.
My issue with some of these people who stream it, and not just big streamers, but any streamer who's going to.
We're not bitching about these people because they're really nice. Most of them are pretty awesome, and they help as well. Like, I don't want people to think.
I just think that I would never play a game for one day and say, okay, here's my opinion on the game, good or bad. I would, and not just MMOs, but any game. I would want to play it for several hours, or I would want to put a lot of hours in before I made an opinion about a game. And
you mean like the guy who came from World of Warcraft and made that review?
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
that was
guy.
interesting.
I saw that video.
I don't know. I just think that I just think that you have I think you have an obligation to your stream, your community, to properly review a game.
Yeah.
And then form your own opinion. And if your opinion is that this game, X game, is crap, then that's fine. That's your opinion.
You're an idiot, but it's your opinion.
But have reasons.
You can be wrong.
Reasons why you don't like it. I just think that people should have logical reasons why you don't like it, or why you don't like a particular game, and not just Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft, Blade and Soul, whatever. And I don't think that I think most of the time that just doesn't happen. I think it's like Fallout 4 is out. Okay, guys, screw everything else. We're playing Fallout 4, and you'll play for a day or two, and then you'll move on to whatever else. And if you had a poor experience with Fallout 4 or with whatever game, you're going to shout from the rooftops, basically saying that you hate that game.
Fallout 4 sucks. Fallout 1 was the best.
You gotta jump on that bandwagon, okay?
So
jump right on that bandwagon.
I think it's okay. I think that's okay that you do that, as long as you form some kind of logical basis behind what you're doing. You know what I mean? And I think that most of the time that doesn't happen.
Do you think that... Okay, so first of all, I heard an announcement somewhere. It was 7 million or 9 million? 7 million accounts. Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, accounts.
A lot of accounts.
That's pretty good.
How many of those accounts just bought in COF for 15 hours a day?
It doesn't matter. Because World of Warcraft determines their things as well.
Yeah, I know.
16 million? Was WoW 16 million? Was that the top?
16
14,
million subscribers.
Yeah, subscribers.
14.
Yeah.
14 million. Okay, so, but those
What
are
the
just
hell?
accounts. That's not 14 million different people, right?
No,
Those
yeah.
are just, and so Guild Wars 2 is using the same statistic. 7 million accounts.
7. It's good. That's a good number.
That doesn't mean 7 million
even
people are playing, but
What are
that
you
means
talking
7
about?
million accounts.
Even if half of it's true, that's still enough.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. It's good.
Yeah.
We haven't had numbers from Guild Wars 2 in forever, like a long time.
It's nice to know.
So-
You look perturbed,
Yeah,
Brazil. What's going on?
Sorry, something's happening in game. I don't understand it.
Okay.
I'd just like to say that I'm happy, pleased, and relieved about how much I'm enjoying Heart of Thorns right now.
Oh,
I'm happy because it's great so far, what I've seen so far. I'm relieved because it had the potential of being the turn in the game, being what makes or breaks Guild Wars 2, basically. If it was not as good as it is currently, it might have been very bad for the game. I don't know if you guys are even paying attention.
I don't know
what's
saying
going on.
Lions aren't
I have
getting
no
killed
idea.
by the Mad King. Over
I just went into the game because Brazil said he was, and then I realized I was still in the game, and I wanted to just glide for a second.
I'm laughing at Brazil's face. He's
No,
making his
like,
funny face.
I have Skype. Skype is like just a little bit over my game, so I can still see chat and stuff because people are whispering me. But like suddenly, I just noticed like I was dropping down to like 100 health in Lion's Arch, and then I realized it's because Mad King says it's happening right by me.
Quick, go!
so-
It never
But
happens.
I think it is interesting that you had that conversation with Nemesis, and he's like, "No, the game's a failure," and he's looking at it. He's looking at it from a pure, and he does this a lot in all of his videos.
Yeah,
Nothing against Nemesis. I like Nemesis, but when he looks at any game, not just Guild Wars 2. He's looking at it from a pure perspective of monetary gain as a business.
Yes.
So when you look at something like Minecraft and you see 10 bazillion people streaming it on Twitch, that's a super successful game. And there's no question about that, right? So when he looks at Guild Wars 2 and he says, oh, there's only,
400 viewers. Is what
400 viewers. I really find it hard to believe there's 400 viewers.
Well, there is.
Wooden Potatoes alone pulls in 800 or 900 on a daily basis. But
we talked about that too. We talked a little bit about.
But anyway,
not always
he's looking at it from a pure perspective of how many people on Twitch are watching.
Yeah,
I think there's a little. I think there's right.
You just force every pro player to stream. Force every single pro player, every single person who does raids.
It's just that it's fine that ArenaNet is pushing to go more into the Twitch. They've always been pushing to be more on Twitch, to be more esports a little bit. But the point is, maybe the game isn't. I think it's good to watch, but maybe at this point it's not really there yet. It's not as enjoyable for some people to watch than League of Legends, or for whatever reason. Is it because there's a lot of streamers who are just doing story? Is it because there's a lot of streamers, there's not that many PvP streamers, and maybe there's not that many like high tier PvP streaming going on at the time, and maybe it's not that easy to follow compared to League of Legends or other games like that. But yeah, I would say that should not be the way to measure the success of Guild Wars 2. Because
of any expansion or any game.
Any expansion, any game. I mean, Guild Wars 2 is a successful game. Just because there's not that many viewers on Twitch doesn't mean it's not successful.
Yeah.
Not overly successful in that arena or that area of
I mean, go and look
social
up
media, I guess.
The Witcher 3. How many viewers have got that got on Twitch? I suppose you could compare it in the same way.
Yeah.
Well, not in the same way because it's not an online game. But what Boots is saying is right. It doesn't. Guild Wars 2 is a different audience. It's got a lot of older players, and most of those guys probably don't want to go and hang out on Twitch, which might be considered as quite trolly sometimes, or BM. But or
that's the only reason to come on Twitch.
Pretty much, other than watching awesome SPVP and TeaTime.
I gotta go, but
thank you.
No one known that Traherne is your moth unless I confirm it.
Bye guys.
Oh,
catch me later.
We're gonna dox everyone again.
No.
Stop. Yeah, sorry about this.
Should we just no? Don't leave. You need to tell us who you are first.
Hi, I'm Bootsper from World of Enders. You can find me on YouTube at World of Enders. And now that Heart of Thorns is out, I'm going to have material to do new videos. And
all bad builds.
Wow.
Bad builds, more let's roleplay Guild Wars 2, which is not really
one day you're going to find like a meta build from a bad build.
Oh, we have.
I have a meta build from a bad build. I already have.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and especially a double the team. That's another meta one.
Me and Boots have a new meta team. Honestly,
absolutely.
When we unleash our powers,
you get into the guild league.
Meta, yeah, we're just gonna win.
Yeah,
100% win. 500.
But anyway, see you guys later.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Oh no. Okay,
I see you, Jebro.
I think this is a good time to wrap up. It's been over 2 hours.
Are you kidding me? We still have stuff to talk about.
Do we? Should we talk about some more stuff then?
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about like part 2 and 3.
No, we're not. We didn't.
Does Jebro's head do 20k DPS?
It does.
You haven't seen these videos, have you, Jebro?
No.
Oh no.
All right.
I watched all of part 2 and some of part 3 last night.
Wait. Is this Nemesis's video?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen one when you were talking about it on stream one day because I was watching.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and rearrange another Nemesis stream, so maybe in a few weeks' time we can discuss the Nemesis video, but we'll have an opposing point of view on here.
Right.
We'll be all very well prepared, and it will be the clash of the minds. The clash of the minds. I'll see who I can get.
Don't get.
Quite. It'll be Nemesis versus someone. The someone is undetermined as of yet. It could be Deriah again, but I'm not sure if he wants to. But we'll see. No, the thing is, no one else wants to talk to Nemesis. No one is willing to even
Why?
talk to him. I don't know. No one really likes him.
I like him. Nemesis is my bro.
Yeah, but
friends.
you agree with him.
But no one likes you, Brazil.
I don't know.
It's a real shame. You know, I'll say this, and I haven't watched all of Part 3 yet, so forgive me if I'm missing some important points. But I think it's a real shame that that there can't be a proper conversation between Nemesis and whoever, because I think there are some good points. And someone like myself who is unaware of a lot of the finer details of the meta of the DPS calculations, I think that there could be real insight for players like myself who don't quite understand how they reach those numbers. And I think there's a real valid discussion to be had there without all the mudslinging and the salt and the whatever.
Yeah,
People
definitely.
like to be right. That's the problem.
Sure.
And I would love to have those answers. I really would love to get proper answers.
What in the
from those
absolute
people.
shit fuck?
What?
I'm suddenly inside of the Mystic Forge.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. You got to
Brazil's
teleport out of
breath.
that. Teleport out. It's
turns
broken.
Upside down.
Well,
It
I will-
looks
Oh
amazing.
no! I stepped on the trading post jump pad on accident. Oh,
well,
Which is awesome, by the way.
yeah.
that
it is.
discussion about that sort of thing is something we will try and facilitate here. And Nike versus Nemesis is not going to happen.
It's not.
It's not going to
Oh,
happen.
I have permanent swiftness in cities now. This is amazing.
Oh, I got to get
I
those
forgot about that
masteries.
one.
I have to get those. But yeah,
Oh,
Nike is not going to talk to Nemesis, guys. Just stop saying it. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
And to be quite honest, you know, I'm less, and I know for some of you guys, you think it's funny and entertaining. I'm less interested in the whole drama, Nemesis versus whoever stream. I'm more interested
in the information.
in the information, right? This is a discussion about, you know, raw DPS numbers in a vacuum versus actual gameplay and uptime on a boss and encounters and that sort of thing. That's the discussion that I'm interested in. And there's some other points that Nemesis brings up in his video if you're willing to really dig through and listen to the questions that he's asking. Really, he's asking questions about how did they come up with 20k DPS when I'm fighting Mossman and I'm only seeing X DPS, you know? And I'm paraphrasing. That's not exactly what is said in the video. I'm paraphrasing.
Go and watch them.
Please don't throw burning sticks at me or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the discussion I'm interested in. That's what
Range
I'm
a
interested
torch. You know?
in World of Warcraft, okay, and I know people hate bringing up World of Warcraft, but in World of Warcraft, you have very nice tools, and I realize in some third-party situations these do exist for Guild Wars 2, but you have third-party tools that tell you how much DPS you're doing on a static target versus a moving target, and those tools can be extremely helpful when determining builds in that game. But, yeah, so it's an interesting discussion to have, I think, if you can remove all of the dislike and the hate and the rhetoric and whatever else.
But that's what gets the views, Inks. Without that,
I know.
I was literally about to say.
how do you get
I
the
know.
views? Yeah.
I
We're on Twitch, and that's the thing.
Combat log parsing. I agree, Mad Tavish. I would love to have combat log parsing. I know that some people would really dislike that, but I would like it.
Yeah, sure.
It creates, I guess, it creates some kind of elitism.
It already exists.
Well,
More than
it's
it
worse
already
than I was
is.
gonna say. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, there is gonna be always gonna be elitism in MMOs. And
It already
so,
the problem is this. It already exists in the game, and the arguments and fights that often happen, that often break out, or the drama that breaks out because there isn't a proper system for that to exist.
But
So you
if
have-
there is a proper system, you can just rail on people who aren't skilled.
that's the problem.
It's a catch-22 in the finest
Yeah.
sense.
I agree.
You're
It
not gonna
is.
win.
I agree.
You're not gonna win.
But
Yeah.
do they have to
I
kick
mean, it's like
themselves if they don't do 20k DPS?
There's
If
just as
it's-
many pros as there are cons to having a system like that, unfortunately.
I think with the mentality of Guild Wars 2, I don't think it's something they'll have in the game.
I
Maybe
agree.
they'll allow someone to mod it. Guild Wars 2 is its own beast. I think we're probably all aware of
Yeah,
that. You know,
I mean, the software exists. You can do it if you want to.
yeah.
I
that's
don't
very
think people have got banned, have they? Highly unlikely. I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna mention names,
Yeah.
but I'm aware of a lot of people
Hmm.
who use the DPS meter.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people who have like sold gold and never been banned. So there are a lot of things that happen that surprise me that people haven't been.
Day, and make me want to rage the world. I have to get going soon as well.
Okay.
Okay,
Great. That is the perfect time.
it's back. It's back. Stream's back.
Perfect.
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 Yeah, I mean that's when I said I didn't want her phone number, and then she
Perfect
walked away.
timing.
Oh shit.
See, guys, you guys missed a great story about this
Did
time that this thing
she-
happened.
Well, this thing happened.
Yeah.
There's one thing that happened.
That's what happened when the
That was
stream
the
went
most
down. You guys all missed it.
What did you miss?
Sorry,
What did they miss? The amazing story.
Yeah. I was just making something up. I
Okay.
don't know. Anyways,
see.
I'm
It was
Brazil.
working until we all denied you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was trying to play along, but they're worse people than me.
Oh, well.
I'm
Not
Brazil. You can find me at youtube.com/something that's not related to my name at all.
Yes.
Are we ending? Because I'm just ending this.
Yes, we are
Alright.
ending the stream.
Just go to YouTube and search Brazil GW2. You'll find me. Go to Twitter and search Brazil GW2 and you'll find me.
Easy.
Or just, if you want to make it the easiest thing on yourself, just go to Google and type Brazil GW2 and you'll find me.
There you go.
What about you, Inks?
You can find me Twitter, Twitch, YouTube /MMO Inks. I'll have videos on Monday or Tuesday, starting with the jumping puzzle in Verdant Brink, or no, the diving goggles in Verdant Brink. That was a lot of fun last night. That's a really good one. That'll be the first video, and then I'll be taking some suggestions, but there'll be some other guide videos and stuff coming out for the PvE experience, at least for a while, and it should be a lot of fun. And I'll be streaming story later tonight for those that like spoilers.
There you go.
Like, you know what?
Like we know what at this from the
I don't
start
know
of the
yet.
stream.
Don't tell me.
Yeah.
And Jebro.
Jebro, yes.
We-
Tell us who you are.
Sometimes we
watch
can
your
find
stream?
Jebro in a pub getting into an all-out, what do you call it, a row with
A
Fucking
ruckus.
ruckus.
with his
Yeah, a ruckus.
with
Come
his
on.
with his
I like how we both went to the same word.
yeah.
That was good. That was good. That was good. I can't
the
remember
correct word?
if are you actually from London, TeaTime?
No.
Keep calling you that. You're not, are you?
No.
Okay. But we still say the same thing, even though we're both from England.
Of course.
There you go.
So
Trying
it's
to
all
think
the
of
same
most-
over here, isn't it? I mean, we're not
It's
as
like
big. We're not even as big as some states in the US. So we're just
Texas.
It's
Is,
pretty-
exactly.
Texas is amazing. Texas is the best state. Texas. This
It's
is
the
what I
best
always.
country. I think you mean the best.
I always
country.
tell people that Texas is the best country in the
Yep.
United States.
It's probably what most people from Texas actually think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you where I'm from. A small town on the edge of London. No, I'm joking.
There we go.
I'm Jebro. If you don't know who the fuck I am, then I don't care. I'm joking. I'm really joking. Just look Jebro Guild Wars 2 GW2 on YouTube. Twitter is @JebDan, and yeah, I stream sometimes, so I can say something in chat, and you can follow me if you want. If you don't, it'd be nice to say hello. Come and watch the cast. That's what I mainly do. SPVP casts.
Do that.
Probably not as professional as I could be, but I don't think that's the idea for Guild Wars 2. I think it's more you want to mix it, fun, professionalism, shoutcasting, get more people involved, and it's all good. I've talked enough shit for now.
There we go. Go and do all of those things, and finally, you better follow the stream. I mean, you can if you want. You can,
I'm
or you
unfollowing
do-
right now.
Yeah. Do or don't. You know, there's two things you can do. You can either follow the stream or not follow the stream. It would be pretty cool if you did. You can also follow me on Twitter as well for the dank memes and the dongers. Basically all I post. I've given up on Twitter a little bit. I need to get back into it. It's time for me to just copy paste all of Inks' tweets again. Boom. Yeah, there's loads of links beneath the stream. You can click on all of them, like YouTube, where I make funny videos about things. Yeah,
Indeed.
Just do it. Just do it. Just follow everyone here.
Silly.
Follow and subscribe. Follow, subscribe. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do
That's
it.
right.
Just do it. What would Shia LaBeouf say? He would say, "Just do it."
Ah, yes.
Don't let
I
your
love it.
dreams be dreams.
Exactly.
Follow
Yes.
now.
Yesterday,
that.
yesterday you said you would follow the stream, but today you should do it because yesterday you said
right.
you would. You better do it. Just say today. Fringe fist. Yeah, you really want to... Okay, I'll give the stream a cringe fist. There we go. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh,
Get crit.
wait, get crit. Get crit.
Oh my god. You made a video.
Did he make a new video?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Time to go downvote, boys.
Wait, why?
Oh, no.
Come on, don't be a bad
So-
person.
yeah,
Who
he's
downvotes videos on YouTube? Come on.
I do if the person making them looks like a catfish.
What? How does he look like a catfish?
You haven't seen him?
Yeah,
I shouldn't be talking fit and shit. I look like a catfish too.
What?
I'm a fat neckbeard. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. What does a fat neckbeard mean, people? Someone I saw
Brazil. It
you
just
say
means
something-
Brazil.
All right. I don't even know what a neckbeard is.
Oh, someone who doesn't shave the beard on the bottom of their neck.
There you go.
Wow. How did they even know that?
I don't. Can you tell? Like,
I was gonna say, guys, seriously, you want to fucking like, who's more sad, someone having a neckbeard, or for you following someone who has a neckbeard?
Ooh,
I don't know.
there you go.
Like, you have no time. How are you supposed to find out? It's quite dense under there.
uh-huh.
You've had people getting quite close to you, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all over him at all times. All right, but that's it for now, guys. There'll be more streams from all of us probably in the future. Brazil does his streaming on YouTube, so watch out for that. It's a bit like Twitch, except they don't have Kappa, which
It's
is
better than Twitch.
They do have Kappa.
it's
do
the wrong
have
kind though. It's the wrong one.
Kappa.
It's just,
It looks
It's
like
smart.
this. This is what the cap on YouTube looks like.
yeah. It is actually, it's like, yeah, I don't understand. I'm a bit confused by it.
All right,
I'm not sure.
there you go.
All right.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
guys.
Goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in today. It's been something.
It's been a
It's been a
stream.
grind. It's been a grind.
Just like Gilmore's Too Heart of Thorns.
Ready, set, grind.